Hello, Canada, and welcome back to the Canadian Intercollegiate Exhibition, CIE. We're here for Overwatch 2, Day 2, 2024. Hey, lots of twos, lots of fun in store. Why don't you lead us off, Juice?
Yes, hello everybody and welcome back. Today we have the TMU Bold versus the NU Lions. How are we doing today for our match? I know, I'm so good at this.
It's going to be really, really spicy seeing both of these teams and these Ontario-based collegiate teams in particular coming at each other at a head.
Local
rivalry. The winner of
Yes.
the match tonight is going to be taking home a lofty $200 thanks to our sponsors BMO and TELUS.
Get your pizza.
All right. Well, how about let's go into our rosters for tonight. Leading us off, we're going to have the TMU Bold, who, for those of you watching,
TMU
this might be a little
Bold.
bit familiar with.
Oh, sorry, no, I just heard some fancy music. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, starting us off, we've got Zappy and Hydrogen with their plays ever so excellent as always. All that up with Oats on the tank, as well as Solo and Min pulling double duty as a support line.
So I couldn't hear you over those tunes I'm hearing. Next we got the YU Lions. Oh yeah, baby, give it to me. Tristan DPS, no guard. Yeah. Yep, that's a DPS character for sure, Lifeweaver. Yes, KYT, Monkey, Wiggle support, and one, also another support, and we are going to take you down. TMU, get out of here.
I'm a little bit concerned for you. Are you sure the tunes are just aren't in your head?
You know what? That's a daily concern that I have on pretty much all my life at any point. Like, is it really music if no one else can hear it?
Well,
yes.
You know what? All right. I think we can hit that back later. You know, that's a talking point we can address later in therapy. But talking about the magic that we're about to see right now, we've got Lijiang Tower locked in as our first map of the night. Lijiang Tower, it has been dubbed. I mean, what are your thoughts on such an iconic piece of Overwatch history making its return tonight?
History, peace, monkey. All the
monkey
legends and the greatness returning once again for this map on Lijiang Tower. White Room, Bridge, Lucio Speed, Boops early. It's all coming together. I'm excited. Monkey.
You know what? I think that was a lot more eloquent than I was expecting. I think we might have to just like take a second to really decompress those words of wisdom. But, you know, taking my turn now. Anyways, so breaking down these compositions that we've seen from the two teams before, we've seen a lot of rush and we've seen a lot of dive. Really, after the Orisa meta was destabilized in a recent hotfix patch, I think it was last week, we've seen a lot of different variety and different strategies coming out from teams all across the rank ladders, as well as the top brass in the OWCS. Right? The verdict isn't quite clear yet. However, with the massive variety that Lijiang Tower does provide us with its 3 separate control points, it is going to be interesting to see if the teams opt into trying to force rush on all of them like we've seen before, or if they're going to be playing a little bit more of that, you know, seasonal variety. You go dive here, you go rush there, you know, really mix and match as things go.
Yeah, these maps really do allow for the creativity of the teams to just flourish in whatever they so choose. Their comps can be pretty much anything on this wonderfully balanced, perfectly balanced as all things should be kind of map. And I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. We saw some fantastic gameplay the other day while you were casting. Really love seeing the back and forth between basically all of the teams that were here. And also excited again to see TMU Bold come back to the stage. Not biased at all, by the way.
Yeah, not biased in the slightest. Well,
nope.
I mean, they're both local teams, right? Or at least local for me. You're all the way on the other side of the country.
I was once from where you were. Once.
Well, okay, yeah. Ex-Toronto mans, we'll call it that. But now, leading off with our rosters, we're going to be seeing more Ramatra Rush gameplay from the TMU Bolds that are going to be running into KYT's glorious Monkey. supported by, you know, the pretty typical Sojourn Tracer frontline.
Very excited to see this. I love Monkey gameplay, and I like seeing these two different comps clash against each other.
Yep, now Oats is leading up the fight, trying to get an early pick in, perhaps. Just a lot of poke onto the Monkey. Kiriko Suzu forced out early. Can we match this energy in return? Oats is not really taking any damage.
Oh, this guy is kind of just allowed to walk freely and find one free pick here on Twist as the opening pick. Okay, and everyone else also goes down. I don't know. Looks like Monkey had a bit of trouble finding his footing getting onto that point right there. A lot of damage early.
Yeah, and there you have it. Just Oats walking in, like sight unseen, absolutely taking control of the point, and York University seemed to have forgotten where their trigger fingers are. Because this didn't really seem like the same amount of damage was being dished out in return. Now, Tracer is forcing the point. Tristan making sure that TMU have to respond, otherwise they can risk losing this capture.
Oh, speaking of Tristan responding, Jova does go down to that first pick with the melee, and we're looking for more picks here on point. Monkey diving back in the front. Ooh, okay, right in front of a high-nooning Monkey. Oh, doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Even with Immortality, does not survive. They go down, but Solo does trade with KYT. We're back and forth once again on the point, but we still have control over here.
Yep, control is going to be very, very thin, though, because Tristan finds the pulse bomb kill onto Solo. And that's going to send the team into freefall, just losing all that healing, but a beat comes out to stabilize the team just for now.
Clutch.
Oats, though, gets dropped down incredibly low HP. Kitsune Rush just to finish the job. Tristan, KYT, and Twists all finding kills back to back to back.
Beautiful, beautiful use of that late Kiriko ult to secure the fight. It's possible that there would have been one or two staggers in the end there, maybe forcing more stall to be happening, but you know what? We decisively decided to use that in order to take the point. Fantastic plays.
Yeah, so now with the new setup kind of happening, York University are going to have a really, really strong advantage in this next team fight, unless Solo's going to be able to make some of that magic happen with the window. Zappy, though, drops very low HP. Overclock comes out early. Window not going to be able to get placed, but Zappy finds the opening pick out the Twists, shutting him down.
Doesn't look like that overclock was over enough. It doesn't look like there's nothing that they can do here. TMU coming out strong here for red team. We have a bunch of melee kills here, and the team wipe has swiped to the side. Beautiful twists and turns.
Yeah, now, I mean, that was such a back and forth team fight. Both teams investing so much utility, so many ultimates, but York University holds steady, and now they're actually in the lead for the first time so far. I'm really interested in seeing where TMU are going to try to take this and how they're going to try and dethrone the current champions.
Oh, and we started out big with Oats popping their ultimate in order to walk forward, and we do find KYT. That is a trade in tanks, and tank line has been swapped. Now, we did swap the points as well. It's not going to be up, but you know what? We fall back quite wisely from YU here, so that they can regroup for another fight.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty expert disengage coming out from York, making sure they don't lose any more members, and it's just Winston, whose respawn taker's already timing, to make his way back. Now, with the setup coming through, Oats is trying to do as much poke as possible, but it's not going to be enough, really. The Vortex Fields just trying to slow down this advance as much as possible. Tristan looking for an angle on the back. The Immortality is down. Pulse Bomb does not land.
Oh, Immortality once again saving that backline's life. Zappy doesn't find much with that high noon, but you know what? It doesn't matter because the space was made. Even with Oats going to incredibly low HP, we have an engage again by KYT, who finds Zappy up in the front. Beat is popped in order to save their tank's life. How are we going to do this with a window as well? Solo doing his solo magic, working his solo miracle. Jova finding one with one, two with twists with the pulse bomb. And we find the rest of the team probably going down as well. Very nice, and that is first point for TMU Bold.
Yup, I mean, I was looking really, really hesitantly at the way the team was playing. I wasn't sure how things were going to go. I mean, when TMU lost control of the point, I thought it was Jover. Because York University, they just held that position so well. But then in just one team fight, it seemed like the map was flipped back on its head again. And then when TMU had control of the points, they just weren't ready to let it go. I mean, that just showcases how defensive both of these teams really can get and how well they are able to secure that area once they get a hold of it. It doesn't look like the team comps are going to be swapping around, not too much. Actually, no, I spoke too soon. What am I looking at? The ball composition. Ball Sombra Tracer from
on
York
this
University.
map? I'm excited.
I mean, if there was a map for it, it would probably be this one.
Looking forward to it. Oh, soloed! Again, solo magic. Once again, finding that first pick with Tristan here. And KYT going around in the front. What else can we do, guys? We have one pick. We want to try to take advantage of this here. Are we going to be able to do anything with it? But it looks like the point... Okay, now we are fighting on the point here, and with the ball slamming into the front. Sombra already TPing, possibly to disengage. I don't know if we're going to be able to get out here. Yeah, Solo once again finding that magic up in the front there. Again, Twist not able to escape. Solo is just wreaking havoc. He's the DPS now, but with no mortality, it doesn't matter. Okay, even though KYT does find and punish Solo for his transgression, Zappy finds KYT, and there is another trade. We are back and forth here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, back and forth indeed, but it is going to end up ultimately going over to TMU's favor. Now, York U are just stuck holding the bag and trying to find a way back into this matchup. Does seem like though Zappy misses the slide out of danger. He's going to be paying for it very dearly. Tracer forced to recall out just too early. Min and Jova bang both with their picks, and Zappy is looking to clean up the rest.
Beautiful peel. Oh, unfortunate for Zappy on missing that slide. That one cooldown gets whiffed, and it's just, oh, it's Jover. You know, like, it's just hard call of death immediately, which is kind of how these games go, you know? One little mistake, one little slip up. That's just kind of it.
I mean, yeah, and then... But you look at this. Ball is just on that point constantly with the pressure. Diving in low HP. Joabang gets taken out.
Oh my god. Almost taking out Wiggle quite as well, but not just there. Enough for that Kiriko Suzu to save his teammate's life. And then he keeps pushing forward, finding value, picking down that Oats. Wiggle going down, or sorry, Wiggle taking Min down as well. The rest of the team really just following up with a beautiful dive. Just, what, 5 people? All 5 from KYT with that slam? Oh, value.
I mean... Wiggle, 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 wiggles his way through the point, and I mean, there's just nobody there to stop him, especially with KOIT, the big ball player. Oh my god, the melee to find the Sombra who was in disguise. Joabang just kind of locked in on him.
Yeah, like a bloodhound looking for the scent. Unfortunately, Twist does not find much value there, and he does get out with his life, which he should be happy for. Jova nearly punishing him. Zappy ulting and overclocking with 1 HP, saved by the beat once again, and does find KYT. Solo does find another pick. Oh my god, get this guy a DPS card. He does not belong in that healer category. He does massive work in both heals and deeps.
Yeah, I mean, whether it be on Kiriko or on the Baptiste, it's just always Solo lighting up the kill feed. Now we do have Ball here looking around, trying to get a touch. Tristan, though, doing a lot of damage in their own right. Big EMP onto the point. Joabang falls first. KYT with 2!
Oh my god, look at those mines in that placement. Beautifully right in the center of everything, preventing anyone from going anywhere. The amount of engage that this guy has, the control and precision, I'm mind-boggled right now. He's making this work so well against the Ram, especially, just avoiding that tank, getting away from those fisties. But we have him with this Annihilation ult here, an 83%. Close game.
Yeah, and the 60% ticking up. We are, you know, starting to equalize things, even though they did come off at a bit of a rough start. Zappy, though, almost gets hacked.
Zappy
is able to translocate onto the Mega, but not for long. KYT takes them down, and Wiggle pops the beats. Tristan on Solo's heels, not giving them any space to breathe. It does look like the breath is going to be stroked out of Twist, with Min getting the final hit.
Beautiful verbiage as always, and it looks like, again, more trading is happening. Maybe Tristan can find something here. Oh my god! Snaps onto Zappy and destroys them with yet another dash and cleanse out. Doesn't look... Oh, wait. No. Yep. Definitely not. Oh, so close to getting out of there with those cooldowns as Kiriko's already want to do, but it doesn't look like quite enough. KYT going to try to re-engage back onto the point here, but we are down 1, guys. We're kind of even right... Oh, but a beautiful denial of space. Thanks to that... What are the Moon Runes? I can't remember what that ability is called, but no push for you, KYT. Oh, a beautiful attempt at the re-engage as well. I spoke again too soon.
Oh, Dragon Blade tracking down Zappy effortlessly, follows the translocates, makes that second one as well. And now TMU are sent packing 99 to 99. The point does get flipped in overtime, taking down ever so quickly. There is nobody left alive to contest. And there you have it, York U tying things up 1-1.
Very nicely done with a denial. What? Tell me, what is that ability called again? I need to know, otherwise I'm going to be upset at myself. The one with the circle and then it pushes you down. What is
Vortex
that?
Field?
Vortex Field. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you.
Vortex Field.
Yeah, Vortex Field, absolutely beautiful denial of space on KYT there, but it didn't matter. Even on the re-engage, even with the hack, even with all of these cooldowns, really just for attacking KYT, not allowing him, or not wanting to allow him to do his thing, doesn't matter. He bulldozes through the competition, really denying everybody a chance to get that victory. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, and now
I'm so eloquent with my words, no?
You know, well, eloquent is one way of saying it. But aside from that, we're going to be seeing, it's the mystery heroes changing off over to the Junker Queen. Make that a, we like to see a little bit of variety in this household. And Zappy, though, with the passive overclock charge. The railgun, actually. No, Oats is the one who's just able to find the first kill into Tristan.
Yeah, fighting around that point there, pretty dangerous for anyone, and JQ does find that first pick. Oh my goodness, KYT is low, is able to get the Mega to get out. But guys, we have a JQ running around on point who doesn't seem contested. Oh, and a little boop from Min. Goodbye, KYT.
Now, looking at the first fights, right, we didn't even see a proper 5-on-5, but that's just how it's gonna be when ball comps don't work out. It's a slow trickle and a slow bleed, and there you have it. KYT swapping over to the Winston, trying to make some of that magic return that was there present on the control center. Now, Oats does get hacked, but it's not going to make a difference as Zappy takes Twist's head clean off.
Yeah, beware the right click, ladies and gentlemen. We are dangerous, and we are shooting from the center. I don't see too much contestation on Zappy right now, and it looks like they have free reign to kind of just right click wherever they want. That charge shot is dangerous and is lively. Everybody watch out and watch your heads.
Yep, now the point just keeps ticking on. 50% almost for TMU Bold. And they are going to have their first rotation of ultimates up very, very shortly. Twist makes the swap onto Tracer very late. Not going to have any of those pulse bombs ready anytime soon. KYT drops down, low HP, forced to jump out. Even after using the bubble to try and solidify their space, just not going to get any breathing room. It does look like contest on point is going to go triple kill with the pulse bomb.
Beautiful. Jova witnessing this beauty. Oh my god. 3 of them huddled in a little corner. Wonderful stick to force that push to go to a complete and abrupt stop right there. Whew. Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful indeed. I mean, I can't really call it anything but. It does look like Tristan, though, is going to get caught out by this Tracer. Gets swiftly taken down. Considering rush on the other side of the map. From one.
Yeah, Jova's not done. Not done here, not done yet. Getting Tristan as that early pick is absolutely crucial to TMU Bold here. And another one from Jova Bang. Beautiful. Wiggle goes down. KYT, twist. Everything falling to the right clicks. Oh, unfortunate for YU. I don't know why I'm mixing up my letters. A good attempt at the blade, but Beat is already here and saving the rest of the team. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to touch again, or at least safely contest. But who knows? I've been wrong before.
Oh, and there you have it, Rampage as well to make sure that Winston does not get any chances to heal themselves up, but Primal is going to make sure that they stay alive for just a little bit longer. A little bit longer is all they're going to get, though, as at 1,000 HP, it just drops so fast these days. A couple more cleanup kills onto the point, and Tristan's not even able to get the retouch. This first map in this series goes its way over to TMU Bolds, getting that quick and cheeky 1-0 lead.
Oh yeah, this is a most well-deserved play.
This is it.
Dude, these... Oh my god! Oh, beautiful stick on the face of Monkey as well. This is just one of those ults that, like, for such quote-unquote little value of, a Tracer Pulse Bomb, a whole push stops, which is fantastic to see. It's just kind of one of those, like, if you could just do that every time, you'd be maximum value Overwatch would be great. Oh my god, just... What is it, 60-70% of that point left, and they were desperately trying to push. Tracer with one pulse buys another like 10 seconds for everyone to regroup, and just for yet another desperate push to add more time to the clock for York. Oh, sorry, for TMU to force York to make some hasty decisions.
Yeah, and then the way that those teams, they really bounced off each other, it was really good until we hit the third control point. And then things started to kind of shift, and that might be a paradigm that we might see going forwards. Is TMU going to be able to maintain themselves and go the distance? Or are they going to fall short, and is York going to be able to rise from the ashes. I mean, next point, correct me if I'm wrong, sorry, next map is going to be hybrid, right? So we've got that longer, drawn-out game, which usually ends up going to overtimes. Are TMU going to be able to keep up that momentum? Which map are York going to take us to? And which side is TMU going to pick? Are they going to go defense first to try and end things out pretty quickly? Are they going to go the attack and give themselves a really nice and juicy time bank to work with? So many questions, so little answers. I mean, back to you.
You know, those are some great questions, and like you said, there's a lot of them. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to absolutely disregard all of them and tell you what I do want to see from TMU and from York. Okay, or at least from what I'm thinking, right? Because the JQ, the Junker Queen pick on the last point there, remind me, I think it was Garden, right? This is what it's called. I'm so good with names. Fantastic point to really just take out the brawl and to absolutely dominate for that space on point there. We had, I think, first map. You know what? We tried with the monkey. We tried to make it work, fighting around a point. Didn't find too much value because Ramantra was really just walking forward and shutting people down. I think Winston, our friendly KYT, was taken out of the fight, I think, twice first for those first few pushes. And kind of procedurally, anytime that would happen anytime TMU was able to take out KYT, success. Awesome. They won the fight. They won the point. Fantastic. Second map, we saw KYT get a lot of value out of ball. Massive value. Right? And if we can see that again, especially on these kinds of maps where in hybrid we have a lot of push, we have a lot of distance, if KYT can get the value on the ball again, I don't even think they need to switch anything if they want to. If they're going to stick with what they're good at, all they have to do, value on ball. Support your ball player.
Yeah, and I mean, talking about all those strategies, we are going to be going over to Eichenwald as our next map. It's been locked in, and I mean, it's just interesting because it does seem like we're going to be seeing a lot more of a dynamic map. Eichenwald supports so many different playstyles. You've got the dive that is very, very popular, especially on the first 2 points. You can also make the sort of rush comps work. So again, not really shutting off any particular options, even though York seem very, very comfortable in the dive setup. They're going to, leave that door open and kind of try and beat TMU at their own game in a way.
Yeah, I'm also excited to see this little switch off of King's Row. You know, as much as we love Scrim's Row, the map is great for everybody. I really like the variants of Eichenwald, and that first push is actually, that first hold or choke is really, really fun to see anyone break through because it's just so defense favored. And it's great to see what I want to see. I think it looks like it's YU here on attack first, I believe. So we're going to see if they can follow up with that dive, if they're going to stay on their team, or if they're going to stay on that team comp, they're going to follow the ball, are they going to go to the rush? Who knows? But everything is viable. Great map. Good choice.
Yeah, well, I mean, anything is viable as long as you're good enough, right? And, I mean,
true, just be good.
Not to get cocky, but
yeah. Why didn't I think
it
of that?
does seem like TMU have the skills to pay the bills. I mean, have you seen those plays? Have you seen Jova Bing's Pulse 3K?
Actually, I had my blindfold on. I didn't. I haven't been casting this whole match. I've been looking at a different stream. I should be opening my eyes, yeah.
I mean, it's just hard to doubt the team that delivered us that leading into this next match. At the very least, they have momentum at their side. And at the very best, well, you could be looking at the next victor of our $200 CIE prize pool.
Oh, I'm excited. And are we going to stick with the Hog? That's what I want to know. Are we going to see some Hog gameplay? Please.
Wait.
Please.
The Hog pocket pick?
You've answered my prayers.
No way. Hog and Ash on Eichenwald. I feel like I've been transported back in time. Or maybe forward into the future. This could be the new meta.
Yeah. Let him cook, guys. Look at these. Ooh, unfortunately. Not a good hook in the first inning. No. Doesn't find anyone. Oh, I want it. Come on, KYT. I'm cheering for you.
Well, I'm cheering even harder for Oates, though, as it does seem like the rotate is going to come out. Hook goes through onto Oates, but it's not going to be enough. No, Tristan with the coach gun finds the first pick. Joabank trades it back onto KYT, but Twist is making their holds known. Solo falls, no supports left for TMU, but Joba isn't ready to get out. He finds the pick onto Twists, and Tristan is there to trade it.
the trades back and forth here, but we do have TMU with possibly better spawns and Lucio to come back to it. We're giving up a couple ticks. We might go for a re-engage here. It looks like right now, space is on YU side. Oh, but the touch doesn't happen! Not this time!
Oh,
Not today!
no.
Letter
It's
number.
not a Charlie Niner. It's more of an E10.
No.
They just weren't able to touch the point and stop that
Oh, man.
cap. And even though it wasn't a clean fight by any stretch of the imaginations, it was it just gives York 5 minutes in the time bank.
Technically, right? Technically, the hog worked.
Top 10 things you do not want to hear in bed. Anyways, right, running back to the Overwatch stream, we got Jovabang running through the castle, trying to find these cheeky little angles, not really quite able to make anything stick. Being point there as they are going to be looking around with the pulse bomb pretty soon.
Yeah, 98. Are we going to find yet another triple kill? Who knows? We're looking around here. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. A lot of free space, actually, for YU here. Oh, but it looks like now we're getting some fights in. A possible pulse here. Ooh, doesn't find or connect with Tristan this time. Jovabing, are you going to be able to get out? No, Twist comes and punishes you instead. Okay, and we have both Kitsune rushes coming out to deal damage. Twist, this time they're looking for that pulse. They're looking at Zappy. Yep. We're going to find one here. No, slides away. Manages to get out. A lot of fighting. Overclock popped. Are we going to find yet another pick here? A lot of damage coming out, guys. Doomfist, you got to follow up here. Nice save by Wiggle. Oh, following up into a pick by Twist in order to get Zappy, which is their main DPS, out. But we have Bob here, possibly to equalize. Doomfist ult. This is one just giant fight here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, Meteor Strike does you a lot for Doomfist repositioning to maintain that HP. Now 3 meters, 2 meters, 1 meter. They do get the touch, unlike the first point, but Oats is not going to be long for this world. They are stuck behind a corner, and Punch cancels the rampage, but Jovabang and Zappy find 2 picks on their own. Tristan and Wiggle trading it back. Bob, can you save me? Bob, please.
Oh, no. Not all of that in the face of a beautiful push, or sorry, a recontest, just fall to Bob, doing his thing, doing something. Oh no.
Bob, my beloved, coming in clutch and squeaking out York University's second last minute cap. And now they have 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining to just capture third point. This is an incredible spot to be in, even no matter which way you think about it.
Yeah, Tristan also really just throwing nade after nade after nade here and just pressuring Oats to fall back here. This is looking dire. Like you said, 4 minutes for this. I don't know what's going to happen. And we have Twist with his ult first. Oh,
the
solo.
Kitsune rush, though. Zappy wants to pick out the Twist, but not before Twist's pulse bomb connects onto Oats. No tank, no front line. There are going to be no presence on this point, especially with the Kitsune rush. Suzu does come out to save the members, but not for long. Jovabang falls down to Tristan's well-placed concussion mine. What is going to happen next?
Hail Mary concussion mine right in the front there. Oh my god, and Tristan almost finds massive value yet again on the left side of the point here. Does find Tyre with that. Gets the ult. Oats goes down. It's just looking like it's going to be a matter of time for the rest of the team. Oh, even with High Noon popping out, it is not quite enough. It looks like here, and you... Oh my... Yeah, no, and we even have the Flux. Okay. A desperate beat to possibly save everybody, but... Oh, nope. Min, you might want to get down from there. You have a point to defend.
Well... I don't know what to say, really. This is weird, right? This feels like the most uneventful 3-minute remaining cap on Eichenwald. Like, there were like 3 fights total.
I feel like each of those fights, too, were not... I don't want to say they weren't real fights, but you know when a rock and a hard place slam into each other? It felt more like a rock and a semi-linear plane at an angle slid against each other, and it's like, they just didn't really happen? It was a suggestion battle?
I mean...
You know? Do you know
okay,
what I'm saying?
mean, both teams kind of came head-to-head, but instead of like a satisfying clap, it was more so like they just kind of like slid past each other. But your fingers were like slightly...
Yeah.
No. So, like, your fingers, they made contact, but the palm of your hand did not. So, instead of, like, making an audible clap, you just... Like, they just, like, bend against each other, and, like, they whack off each other with just, like, this really awkward consistency. Right? I think that is exactly what we just witnessed. And now, TMU have to come back from it. They are feeling incredibly embarrassed by that showing. Now they have to make a cap work. Any time left on the bank at all will be able to guarantee them a push into overtime. But I mean, they're going to need a lot more than just any cap to make up for this 3-minute and 38-second deficit.
Well, if you know what, if anyone's going to do it, I bet it's this team. TMU Bold showing us great things. The Oats at the front with the leadership. We got Min on speed, hopefully forcing another fight really early. This is going to be good for us. This is what we want to see. Everybody's gathering up on this left side of the point. KYT already forced to use a lot of his defensive cooldowns to back up here. Oats walking forward, taking space aggressively with this, using his shield in order to poke right in the front here. Oh, immortality, not enough to save KYT here, and does bail out Oats, preventing the MU from getting their picks here. It looks like TMU finds these kills one at a time. Whoa. 2 tanks throwing it head to head. It looks like this time TMU pretty decisively takes over on first point.
Pretty decisively indeed, and there you have it. That's the 5 minutes remaining cap onto first point. It's the exact same thing that happened the other way around. It's just a lot more cohesive and a lot more clean. It feels like a complete inversion, perhaps, even though the same result was true in the end. I mean, that just comes to prove that results are the only thing that really do matter, right? Because whether it is an incredibly clean team fight or it's a brawl to the death and then a C10 happens or whatever you want to call it, it just doesn't really matter as long as the time is still there. KYT, though, on the ball now, gonna try and make some magic happen. Lightning never strikes twice, but maybe KYT can.
Maybe KYT can. Maybe there's some magic that he can do, but you know what? Solo, working that solo kill into that feed again. Zappy following up quickly. Oh my god, that move was almost so nasty. I think we all just saw it there. Wiggled, maybe wiggling away with 1 HP, but no, Zappy goes down. Okay, KYT equalizing. And we're getting out again.
Yeah, Bob coming in to save them, but not really going to be for long as Tristan is on the Ash for themselves, just trying on the flank. Oh my god, what a nice headshot at the Jova bang up.
Nice.
The window, though, on the middle of the point elsewhere is just going to guarantee this fight for TMU.
Yeah. Oh,
never mind.
Defend? Oh my god, even in front of the window, Twist does not care. Twist is going to twist her arm right the heck off, and Oats not able to punish quite in time before 3 are found from NU.
Yeah, I mean, just twisting and turning with the Tracer around the window, making sure that Solo is not able to position on the right side to shoot through it. Right? And that dance around the window, making sure that nobody is able to get the amplified damage. It's
beautiful
just
dance.
Beautiful, beautiful play. Now they're forcing themselves on the Twist themselves! Twist falls early. Now without the Tracer, that's going to be so much pressure lost, and just the ability to push the cart for free the next 10 seconds until they're back.
Oh yeah, they were not expecting that speed with Sigma to just run right on them, but Jobavank does find Tristan and Oats on KYT. Even with him forcing him off the high ground, he is punished and killed for his transgressions. Again, I think that's my favorite phrase, and you know what? I'm not finding a new one. I don't need to. It works. This works, this comp. I don't know if this one's working, though. KYT getting a couple bumps here and there, guy, but how much value are we getting? We did stop like maybe 2 fights on the point, and we're still slowly moving it.
Yeah, Graviton Flux, though, oh my god, coming out. Zappy and Solo finding their own picks off of it, playing expertly off the Sigma. Zappy cleans up 1. Now it's just a struggle on the point. Ball not able to contest for much longer, and they are progressing ever so steadfast towards this cap. 3 minutes left. Make that an extra 1 minute and 30 seconds as well. 4 minutes. They're not going to be able to quite finish with the amount of time that York has, but if they keep this momentum up, they'll be pretty darn close.
They'll be pretty darn close indeed. There's like 30 seconds difference between the two of them. I think it was 4:55 versus 4:30 here. And it looks like we can still possibly make most of this momentum. We have Bob coming out here, fighting aggressively on point. Oh, window right in front of it as well, and we're trying to keep people up. KYT maybe ambushing everybody with those mines. But is it going to be enough? Does find Min in the back, but Oats and Zappy equalize with their own, and KYT does go down. Are we going to find yet more value from Jovabang? Because we are ready to go in with this. Pulse Bomb is up and available. We go forward here, hunting down this Kiriko. Is TP out? It looks like the rest of the team for TMU is not afraid to push. They are hungry and ready for kills, and we get one here with the Oats firing off of the Sigma Accretion Rock, and it looks like we're dancing right in front of the spawn.
Yeah, now, 1 waiting on that respawn time. We're going to come back with a Kitsune Rush, though, so it is going to be a pretty strong fight for York University. There you go, there's a Kitsune Rush, there's the Pulse Bomb. Zappy with the overclock finds the kill onto 1, no flex supports left, and KYT is going to fall soon after. Tristan, though, finds a return kill onto Zappy. The Lucio just flying through the air. Nobody's able to take them out permanently. Wiggle with the final hit onto Oats. Solo falls as well, but Jovabang is not ready to let go of this fight just yet.
Oh man, the recontest with the Kitsune ult in order to keep everybody up and just counter push against those who were deciding to attack the spawn. TMU was not able to find that solid push right all the way to the end as we were forced back from NU. Beautiful. Why you? Gosh diddly darn it.
Well, you know, walking back up, we do have a lot of ultimates now ready and available for TMU. This is their moment to close this out. Any more time, and they're going to be severely hampering themselves in the long run. The forced recall out of twists and the immortality as well, but the pulse bomb still connects. Wiggle with the big beats coming out to equalize, but Solo gets a kill onto KYT. Tristan, one as well. And now O's is just left to fend for himself. He's the last man standing.
My god, I've never seen such aggression in that small little rock room right there, and that pulse to trade. Not even an immortality could save you. Tristan, punished at the front. Is it going to be enough, though? We could have just bought a lot of time with that. Oh my god, we need to see something, TMU. We need to see you push hard and fast, because you are slowly losing time here. It was even before, and now you're down 2 fights.
Yep, this stalling game, right? We've seen this from York University before. They know how to hold on to a point. Even if it is to their detriment. Hinder comes out onto Tristan, shutting down that Dragon Blade as much as possible. The KYT finds the opening pick onto Zappy. Oats and Jovabang with their own, those big stick. And Jovabang takes down KYT. There you have it. No more tanks left standing for York University. Now it's a mad dash to get back on this point. Can they do it? 47 centimeters left. And Kitsune rush to aid them, but no, it's a C9!
Not again. Not again, chat. We had the beautiful touch in the end, and Tracer was able to prevent that final cap and Genji following not long afterwards, but it wasn't enough. Oh, we slipped right off of that. Slipped right off of the opportunity. But you know what? Team, you got it. Team, you got it. Good stuff. Nice.
I'm just like... What?
Wake up, Zach. This is a fever dream. There's no such thing as Charlie Niner. It never happened. There was no TMU. There was no NU.
I mean...
There was no Monkey. There was no Bold.
Did somebody leave the butter out? Because there's just so many Butterfinger plays happening. Just things slipping through their own teams' hands. I mean, I
can't believe it's
they
not
made
butter.
It back. They got the contest. They had the Tracer. They had the Genji. But then they just dashed right off the point anyways. And even though they could have built... They could have buffered so much more. They did waste 3.5 minutes off of the time clock. York just weren't able to hold it together at the end where it really did matter. But now, they do have a 2-minute advantage. So let's see if anything is going to change or if we're going to have deja vu. Deja vu.
I've been in this place before. York, you do have a bunch of extra time here. How are we going to shut you guys down? Because both teams, remember, aggressive starts. And we had, like 30 seconds in, the point did flip. We're going to have to do a little bit better this time or to prevent an entire push from happening on point A here. Jovabang is pretty aggressive here, looking for some first picks. Are we going to get much for the Tracers? Who's going to get this opening pick here? Because now, okay, we have the swap from Oats back onto Ram, who is not afraid to push forward here. Okay, Sigma already low, forced to use as
oh no, but Solo fell first. No flex support means no business for you. Tristan fights to pick out the Jovabang as well. And now Oats is just running for dear life. Zappy getting shot up in the back. And now Oats is accepting defeat as a way to not drag this out any longer. 30 seconds remaining, and you were not able to get that fight win. Yikes.
Close, guys. Very close. We had some back and forth there, but this time, YU taking this first fight here. This is the last one. These are for all the marbles, because after this, they're going to have basically 4 minutes to hold this point.
There you have it. Jovabang with the opening pick onto Twist. It's going to be a 5v4 now. What an advantage they're able to afford themselves for the team, but no, Wiggle shuts down Jovabang. Zappy, though, with the headshot onto one. No flex support remaining. Tristan trades back onto Zappy. It's just red and blue, red and blue, red and blue. O's with the pick onto Wiggles, but O soon falls after. And it's just Solo left holding the bag.
Can you see? The dawn.
It's a full hold. They did it. They broke the curse. All they have to do now, 3 minutes and 38 seconds. And now all the York University Lions have to do is stroll in and capture a single third of the points, and they're going to be able to crown themselves the victor of this map.
Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, who was the opening pick? Let's play a fun little game. Let's play a fun little game of who died first. For that other fight there.
I don't think we're supposed to be playing the blame game here.
Oh, fine. Fine. All I was going to do was credit the one who got the kill. I wasn't going to blame anyone.
I mean, okay, no. Leading us back in, right? It's going to be Oats back onto the Sigma. We feel like we didn't really see any Sigma yesterday at all. But now it seems to be a staple. They're really just anchoring down those areas for the team and making sure that Zappy just has enough room to thrive.
Aww. I wanted to see the hog again. I wanted to see a triumph.
No, they did it once. I don't think they're going to do it again, especially in the face of that shield that they definitely know that Oats is going to be rocking. So that's not going to happen. Oh, we might see a little bit of Doomfist, though. Doomfist might be a little plausible, but it is probably going to remain Sigma. Don't humor me too much, guys. Come on.
All right, we just gotta hope for 4 minutes of miracles from Joe.
Twist though, trying to make the magic happen. Oh no, the headshot does not connect. It is a body shot onto Solo instead. Oh, that would have been spicy.
That would have been so epic and such a way to start this. But nope, it's okay. Look, they switched back, they swapped off. It was that one shot, one done, one deed. And now we're going to a normal and regular push here, fighting on this right side. Oh, okay, we have one Kirikosuzu already coming out here. Jova Bang doing a little bit of hunting on the side here. Going down to quite low. Forced to recall early. We have
the Tristan finds the pick onto Min. Oats turns it back, twists. Solo KYT. York, have they done it? Jova Bang just 24 HP, not able to make it around the corner. And now it's just Solo. Solo gets taken down. And there you have it. York secure map 2.
A very satisfying piece of revenge.
It was weird.
A little bit.
We went back and forth a lot. But there you have it. York made it happen. When it mattered most, they were able to show up and perform. Nice little double kill.
100 years later.
Not too nice anymore. What was that?
Hey, he did it. He did the thing, okay?
He got the kills in the end, but I mean, just the triple, quadruple melee. It's just like...
Look, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. A dirty, like we said, results are all that matter. A dirty job is still a job well done. And job well done to York for taking this victory out of this side.
And the results are all that matters because as all of you listening in the Twitch chat, we have a giveaway going on right now. If you type hashtag CIE 2024, that's CIE in all caps 2024, you can enter to win a potential one of 4 $20 Steam gift cards. Those will be drawn after the stream, and we'll be making an announcement potentially on the stream tomorrow, as well as on our Twitter account. So make sure to go follow us over on twitter.com/intercollegiatex, and make sure to tune in tomorrow as well, because we'll be giving away these gift cards all week long. Now, also, while we're doing the shout outs, let's also give a quick shout out to our sponsors. We've got BMO as well as TELUS. BMO provides or helps you focus on what's important. BMO has checking and savings accounts, credit cards, and borrowing options specifically designed for students. Plus, get up to 12 months of Domino's Pizza worth $190 with BMO's current student offers. No monthly plan fees while you're in school, and up for up to 1 year after you graduate. Convenient branch locations close to home and campus, and unlimited transactions, including Interact e-transfers.
Come get your pizza.
Yep, and then also, we do have a co-stream happening right now over at the BMO Next Level Twitch account. They are live every Thursday at 7 p.m. PDT for some snack-sized financial tips. But for this week only, they're going to be running our second counterpart. They're going to be running the second Intercollegiate exhibition stream. So you can head over to them right now, where they're going to be streaming some League of Legends tonight. And then you can also catch them around. Leave them a follow and go check them out.
Yeah, go check their socials, check their deeds, buy their pizza, buy their accounts, take their money. You know how it is. Go do the things. Thank you so much, guys. Our sponsors for allowing this to happen.
BMO in the chat. There you
go. Yeah, don't forget to enter that giveaway. Get that free money. Economy like this, who doesn't need that? Yippee!
I mean, everybody wants some free stuff, right?
Yeah, my observers promised me free whole chicken nuggies if we win as well. And by we, I don't know who we is or who winning is. Yes, but I will
That's
get
a
3 nuggets one
lot.
way or another.
I think
Alright.
like 1.5 might be better. Like, give me a half for the
trying to
referral,
scam me?
and then the
of my
other one will
nuggies?
go to the big man up top. You know?
So you'll take 1/2 and you'll give the other one to the big man.
Yeah, I'm the middleman. Anyways, though, talking about being the middleman, it's the awkward middle child. It's Push in this series. And it's going to be going over to Esperanza as our map pick. I mean, Esperanza, it's a pretty neutral map, all things considered. I feel like we're saying this again and again and again, but this is just catering more to both of these teams' play styles, and it allows them to really run what they're most comfortable with.
And, you know, comfy pick wise, we did see Ball coming out from KYT again, and Ball comp team, it didn't look it found as much value. Like, Sigma? I think Sigma was the staple pick there. They did end up taking the map, but even when we saw them on Ball, just for those fights there when there weren't some Charlie Niners happening, I think we're most comfortable on Sig, but maybe we go back on Ball here? Who knows? What is TMU going to do to take back yet another victory? We are 1-1 right now. How are we going to keep this in our slot? Who's going to be 2-1? Who's going to be 3-1? Who's going to win this?
I mean, if you asked me after map 1, well, you did ask me after map 1, and I said TMU Bold. But now looking at the kind of fiesta that happened, like, well, they're not too sure anymore. Both teams are really putting their best foot forward, and Esperanza is really going to be sort of this breaking point, as if they're able to secure a W, whichever team it is, they're going to take us into Flashpoint next. And I mean, Flashpoint, that's a really, really quick game mode, so keeping that momentum on your side, making sure to constantly push on forward and keep your momentum going. I mean, Flashpoint can be done in as quick as 5 minutes, and then you could have your victor, right? But reeling it back a little bit and going over to Push, what I really want to focus in on is the first 2 to 3 fights in this match. Whoever's able to really pull ahead and get that first forward spawn cap, they're going to be looking at such a significant advantage.
Story of Push.
Yeah. It's all about
Silly
aggression.
middle
It's all
child.
about that gameplay. You gotta keep on moving. Even though Push doesn't usually go the full distance, or sorry, even though it does go the full distance, but not in terms of meterage, in terms of the timer,
Yeah.
you're really setting the pace for the rest of the match. And if you do have to catch up, it feels pretty awkward when you're staring down the barrel of a 50 to 100 meter deficit on the other side.
Yeah, you know what I would love to do if I'm not smart enough to make this happen. I'm not asking anyone to do this off the fly. But we are going to the map here, and I'd love to see the statistics, especially for... I love it when, like, in the old Overwatch League, when they had, like, the opening picks, fights one on which map, those numbers. I'd love to see who gets the most opening picks on both of these teams, because we see a lot from the DPS. Usually not the tanks, because they're fighting for the space. They're getting everybody low, right? But the finishing blows by the DPS on both sides have been fantastic. And I want to see who gets what. Because if they can find that miracle, especially, like you said, for this point, that's going to be important for that opening fight.
Yeah, and just as we're, kind of warming up and getting into it again, we got to keep things moving forward. And just like the Pushbot does, Pushbot, my beloved. I think Pushbot has a name.
Jonathan
I
B.
don't quite
Pushing.
remember. Do you?
I don't know what it is. That's from a Salty Fish video. Don't worry, I'm not a fan or anything. But Jonathan B. Pushing.
Jonathan B.
Yeah.
Pushing. All right, Jonathan B. Pushing, my beloved. Gonna be making sure they have this the Herculean task ahead of themselves, just trying to move that barrier forward, and everybody's yelling at him. It's like, no, push it the other way, push it the other way, push it the other way. No, don't worry. Pushbot, Jonathan B. Pushing, they know how to do one thing, and that is push and push forward. Both these teams will. It does seem like none of them are willing to yield, running it back with the same compositions. That's just worked time and time again.
Yeah, why fix what ain't broke? And KYT definitely knows what we've seen. They know what they've done on Ball. Hopefully this map will treat them a little bit better than Eichenwald had. Because if we can't, no, not looking too great for TMU here. I'm sorry, not for TMU, for YU. And it looks like we have the initial slam in this fight. And oh my god, no twist! Going down so early to Zappy in the right click. What happened, my man? Where did we go wrong?
Well, I don't know where we went wrong, but I can tell you where we've gone right, and it's KYT getting taken down by Jova Bang. TMU getting the push started off early. This is exactly what happened last night. Jova Bang finds a second kill onto Wiggle, feeling on fire. That tracking is immaculate. And
it's pretty crispy tasty.
Yeah, and even catching the hack at the end just to recall out of it. Pretty nice indeed. Tristan is going to have their work cut out for them, especially against this composition, trying to find those targets to hack and shut down in turn.
Yeah, the Sombra and the ball. I'm glad to see this combo a little bit more often. And combo we shall, with Jovabang nearly going down, but getting able to get out with that recall there. Oh, but he's low. He's very low. And he gets punished by twists. Killed, taken out of the fight early. How are we going to do this? Here goes Suzu does cleanse as well. It doesn't come out quite as fast. We're going to keep on pressuring. We're going to keep on going. Twists, looking to keep going with aggression with KYT.
Yeah, they're snooping around looking for those angles. Ball makes the slam happen, but no, it's going to be a cleanse to save them from it. Twisted with the pulse bomb in the back line. No cleanse to save you now. Zappy gets taken out. Jovabang with the trade back onto Tristan, though. But Solo does fall. No heals remaining. Jovabang, though, with the kill. Mines come out onto the points. Try to shut things down even further, but Jovabang is just dancing around them. He does not care. And now KYT is forced into retreats and a late TP. 4-1 is just not going to allow them any favors. And there you go. Jovabang really feeling it tonight.
All right, Jovabang. That Adderall that you have, can I have some? I need to have the energy that you have. This guy, that tracking, that early pick, the mines that he just ignores, it doesn't matter. The rest of his team, he doesn't need them. He just goes in. Oh my god.
Well, now that we've got Tristan here, signed up on the backline, EMP onto Solo, getting taken down, and now Zappy is soon to follow after.
There's the dive we needed to see, ladies and gentlemen. What we were calling for, what we need from KYT and his team. The coordination, the pouncing on one guy, the EMP just to ensure that that one support doesn't go anywhere. There is the ball play that we are going for.
Yup, and I mean, now that we've got things finally starting to push back towards the other side, this is where York has to keep the momentum going. The TMU are going to have a lot of ultimates at their disposal to try and thwart it. They all do come up through the high ground, and Jovabang with soon to follow. Kitsune Rush forcing down the point. Solo gets the nice kill onto Twists. He didn't even know they were aware he was there. Now there's just a full-on retreat from the York University Lions as TMU just march on as bold as ever.
Dude, poor assassination attempt. Or not even an attempt, sorry, it was successful. And Tracer had no idea what was going on, and they were just already dead. And with that, we take the point back and we go forward, claim the lead once again. Pushing that slowly, ever so slowly by Oats. There's a lot happening around here, but I don't see much diving happening, guys. There we go. KYT initiating the slam. But Jovabang fights Tristan! It doesn't look like they can follow with KYT! Kitsune comes out, Beat comes out as well. Both teams are currently under a lot of pressure here. Can we get anything with our Oats ultimates? No, Annihilation doesn't find it, but one does find Zappy. And keep pushing this court to the front here. Oh, KYT, can we equalize? But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough here. As we have, and YU struggling to take our TMU off the point.
Yep, KYT just hobbling their way over to the Mega Pack. Finds Zappy off guard. Now the pile drive is going to secure the kill onto the Wandering Sojourn. That's going to be a pretty significant disadvantage for them, especially as Jovabang falls down low HP. There you have it. No more DPS remaining. Solo falls as well. Not even the makeshift DPS. Now there is no damage left. Even on the squishy Widowmaker, Oats is not able to find anything to take home.
There's that secret sauce. KYT, isolate, dominate, destroy the one guy that's alone. Zappy had no chance there as KYT absolutely slams into them. Even with the help and support of the Kiriko from Solo, wasn't quite enough. And we did find and punish the one who was alone. We need to get more of that. Fight away from Oats. Oh, but Oats making a very smart switch to D.Va here.
Yup, now Zappy finds their way out of out from between a rock and a hard place. KYT finds the counter Solo though with the mines. And now Oats is just sent packing for the heals. KYT though drops down low HP, gets taken down, but Twists is able to demech Oats. And yeah.
Nice. Tracer gaming. Tracer kill, Tracer kill. Tracer kill, Tracer kill. Very nice from both sides. We have seen Twists getting off of that Sombra, going to a Tracer now to really just contest with Jovabang. Because you know what? Why kill the other guy when you can just kill as many as the other guy does? Value.
I mean, more kills, more better? Question mark. Now, as the cart does continue to progress forwards, they do have a couple meters left. A little bit of slack and an overclock does come out from Zappy to try and tighten that up. Twists, knocked within a meter of their life. Not quite there. Oh!
Oh, just kidding. Tristan finding the 2 with that double pick there and twist, following up and killing Oats, even out of mech. Absolutely saying, you know what? I see you. I see your overclock, and I don't care. Bink.
Yep, and I was doubting the Widow. I was going to call it out. I gave it another chance, and it worked out. 2 headshot kills back to back. I mean, Tristan, hit me up, dude.
Dive? Why dive when I can just shoot you from across the map? And twist going in across the map, and B coming out to save the rest of this team, but the DM does save. Oh, but not Tristan. Zappy's able to take him out and does escape. And it looks like now Wiggle going down as well. Oats following up with this dive and heavily going in, even with these hacks. Ball tries to get value, but doesn't find any. Unfortunately forced away, and Oats gets another with Blood.
Oh, I spotted a swap. Oh, no. I thought Tristan was going to swap onto the Venture, but no. It was just a midway point for them to make the swap onto Genji instead. And now TMU are able to preserve their lead. They're able to deactivate York University's forward spawn, and that's going to give them the push forwards. Just trying to widen that gap as much as possible, because, I mean, 14 meters really isn't much in the large scheme of things. Though Zappy does get found out by Twists, but he's seeming to win this 1v1. So translocates out onto safety, but safety is a really very relative term as the ball is making their way up to the high ground.
Oh, Jovabega painting a nasty possible flick with that pulse bomb, but doesn't find anyone this time. We see Oats absolutely peeling for the rest of his team. Oh, but the tracking by KYT annihilates Jovabang. He disappears and Zappy finds Twist, but is it enough? Oats getting a fantastic kill on Tristan there with that ultimate, and the bomb goes off. Bing, bing, bomb, bomb, bing, bing, bing.com. Wiggles also goes down to Oats as well, who is not done with all of these kills. Oh my god, this man and his micro missiles, this man and his matrix. Dude is doing so much work. The swap to D.Va to make this value? Oh my god!
I mean, micro missiles is a little disingenuous, don't you think? Those were looking pretty huge.
Bigger missiles.
Right. It's about the way that you use the missiles, and it's definitely about the way you use the recall to get the heck out of there. Tristan is making sure to get away with just an inch of their life, but KYT sending those bombs forward. They are going to get traced down by the Tracer. Twist with the opening picks. Gets 2 in the back line. D-Mex D.Va as well. Wiggle with the final hit on this solo. That was a dismantling of the TMU forces in the background.
Sir. I like that we saw the Bloodhound hunt on the side, and then also the rest of the team go down. No, sorry, KYT, you are not getting out of that fight easily, or, you know, with your life at all. You are just being hunted. Jovabang does not care, and Jovabang is ready to go in. Okay, but maybe we can find... Okay,
oh my god, the Solo Dragon Blade to take down Solo. Now, with no flex support remaining, this is looking pretty dicey. 10 meters is all they have to march the bots. But there is going to be a little bit of a contest from Jovabang. The increased mobility is going to allow them to get back the fastest. Now it's going to be a very, very quick game of tag and bag as D.Va is just trying to preserve her mech form for as long as possible. Beat comes out to keep it going. And a continuing rush as well to go turn it back on the offensive. Solo with the opening pick onto 1.
Solo once again finding that opening pick and being like, yeah, you guys need a pick to start your fight? Yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it. We got first the Kitsune, and then we got the beat, and then we go forward. No problem at all. 30 seconds left. They do have the lead, and they're going to push it as much as possible. York, you gotta do something here, guys. 20 seconds left. You got 5 meters, I think, for like your lead to be taken over, but a whole bunch of fights in the way.
Oh, Zappy really just reaching against the max range to grab that kill, and Blood falls again. 9 seconds remaining, and they're not even gonna bother touching the points, as they're just gonna let things roll back into them, especially as the ults begin to build up again. York, the onus is on you. You have to get that extra 5 meters to cap this map out.
We gotta see something big here, but oh no. Oh, it's just shutting down Twist early. That big is looking more and more impossible as the minute. Another one. KYT going down at the bomb. Oh no. Hack Tristan. Jovabang finds one more with the melee. It doesn't look like it's happening tonight.
There you have it. TMU, 1 step closer to winning this series, to closing it out and securing 3rd place. They are now in the lead firmly, 2-1. Can anybody stop them?
Oh! Oh, yes!
Oh!
Thank you! Yes! I'm sorry. I have personal bias for the Sombra play of the game, and I know it also cucks your teammates and people feel bad, but we need to see more of that play of the game, and absolutely beautiful. This is that one fight where they did the ball dive! That's what you like to see. Oh my. Sombra just laying in waits for them. Ball's here, EMP, great, let's pick up this kill, move on, next. That's what I wanted to see from Bold, but sorry, what were you saying, Zach?
You know, I know. I absolutely love the amount of enthusiasm for the play of the game. Let's keep it going.
I like Sombra. I'm a dirty Sombra player.
Yeah,
yes,
let's go.
But you know what? Woo woo. Oh man, I would have liked to see way more of those kinds of play. Like, I think out of that we had the privilege of seeing. You know, maybe there was some more coordination in places that, you know, our observer hadn't quite caught the eye out, or maybe that I didn't. You know, but the lying in wait, the pouncing of all three. I think it was Lucia who also got the later boop. We had Sombra and we had Ball who were attacking aggressively in the back line. Like, that kind of everybody go to that spot and kill that guy coordination. We needed to see more of that from York, and when it came through, it was amazing. But it just wasn't enough because the TMU, especially with the swap to Diva, Oats, the amount of peel that we saw, the direction of the fights that he was able to absolutely steer his team to victory with. Oh, ooh. Well played by both teams, but Oats really takes it for this one.
Wow, thank you so much for the lesson, Professor Juice.
You're welcome.
I mean, any
Your paper is due next Monday.
Really, anything you'd like to see heading into the next map, right? Because we do know it's going to be Flashpoint. And Flashpoint, well, it has two maps, right? You've got New Junk City and you got Siravasa. Both of them are pretty similar when you go, like, larger picture, right? So what are you looking for from York University? Do you think they're going to go 4-4-4 and just bring the dive team back again? Or do you think they're going to cave under the pressure and maybe get us up with some rush? You know, mirror TMU's comp and try and show them who's better?
Yeah, you know, I want to see a brawl or something a little bit from a switch over York, but we've seen that they've stuck on the ball for quite a lot of their plays. I don't know if that's their comfort pick or if that's just, you know, they've only prepped with that or whatever the reasons may be, but I don't think we keep running ball here, guys, especially on Flashpoint with these maps being so enclosed in small spaces. And we saw how well Oats did with Junker Queen, right? And his team supporting him with the Kiriko Lucio that didn't need any healing. They just went real fast. If you guys don't know how to counter that, I can't see much victory for you. I can't see a good window for you. I really need you to lock in with that. Either the Sigma that we saw coming out from KYT, a beautiful counterplay towards Oats, you know, the way that the teams would both fight for space on the point and dancing around each other's shield. That was great. If we get ball back, I don't know if we're going to see a victory from York in this map.
Well, I am definitely rooting for them to come back into this one. I mean, it's just been so entertaining seeing them both battle it out, but all that really matters in the end is getting that points, right? That extra 1 to your score on the scoreboard. And I mean, TMU were just able to do it more often. And now heading into our series points, you know, are TMU going to be blinded by their recent victories? Are they going to start losing their grip? Or are they going to continue to force this forward? Like I said before, you want the momentum on your side. This is definitely something that can end pretty quickly once you get into flashpoints. What happens next is, well, it's beyond me.
It could be anybody's game, but we got a couple star players, a couple of people that I have been watching the eye on, especially for those opening picks and that data we were talking about. We got Solo, who opens up fight after fight with his own picks, even on, say, Baptiste with the heals, coupling both sides. Jovabang, we've seen get some nasty pulses and, like, absolutely feral follow-ups with some of his picks or some of the kills that he's gotten with Ball just trying to run away. Like, KYT has kind of got his number for him. He's being denied by the Diva, the Matrix, Jovabang following around with a Tracer, like, is not afraid to go with mobility for mobility. There's just a lot coming from TMU over here, and I like the picks that I do see from KYT and the York team and the way they follow up with each other. But we just have so many stars on TMU that are just making it really difficult for York to shine, and I want to see more from them. I want to see them succeed and get a close game and a close match.
Yeah, a close match is definitely what I'm betting for, but are we gonna get it?
Well, don't say it like that, man. Don't say it like that.
I mean, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm cheering for the boys in blue.
I get you. I get you. You know what? You introduce them, York. I want to see big things from you guys. Come on, you guys have some beautiful. When you get those opening picks, I need to see more of that follow through, more of the continuing of that. Because sometimes you guys absolutely shut down Jovabang. I don't know how, but he just dies. You just need to keep going. You just need to keep pushing it and just get more of those. I mean, you know, do more. That I don't want to say that, but like, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for your team.
Well, I mean, that does lead us in perfectly. A little bit of a pleading session into our next map, Suravasa.
Okay.
Right, in Suravasa is such a beautiful map to come to as our series point. I mean, seeing all these scenic views that the map is known for, going over to the waterfront, getting all the greenery as well, and there's just the beautiful architecture as well around the place. Out of 10E. Plus to the map designers who were responsible for creating this. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Props and hats off to you, animators. There's a lot of unspoken and unseen work going around in here. Our observers, people who made this tournament happen, CIE, the staff working hard, a lot of happenings going on. Shout out to everybody. I don't know all of your names, I don't know all your positions, but I see you. I see you.
Do you?
No, but I have a mic and I can tell them that I do.
It'd be pretty weird if you could see everybody who organized this tournament right now.
Yeah, I have a little iPhone that's got cameras on everybody. They're like little drones. Yeah. So I can actually technically physically see them. Literally see them.
All right, well.
Wait for the drone.
He's tempting fate a little bit with the hog. It does seem like they're probably going to swap, though. I don't think... Oh?
Look, it worked once. It worked once.
Hey, it's still Zarya, though. Another unique tank pick, and York are really reaching deep into their bag of tricks to try and find something that might trip UFT up, or UFT TMU up, like I just tripped myself.
So gracefully, I'm at it. I like the way that you switch it up, just like the way I'm going to be switching up the way I talk. If we can see this pick right here from KYT. Oh, nearly. Finding Twist and Jovabang. Finding those two in the corner right there. Are we going to be able to fight for the space? Zarya is kind of walking up in the back here, but we are not afraid to go in. We go in with the axe. One goes down first from Zappy, and it looks like tank-on-tank action is happening. Meanwhile, the rest of the team finds the point here, and KYT, oh no, a little bit of a self-destruction.
Yep, now Oates is just in charge of leading the team forward and securing any of those last picks. Yep, there you go. Wiggles does fall. One respawning, just not quite early enough to be able to save the rest of the team members. And KYT swapping over to the Hog.
Back again. Look, they tried. They tried the Zarya.
No, Orisa. Okay, you know what? Mystery Heroes it is. We're going to be seeing an almost complete composition swap with the Mei, with the Ashe, with the Orisa. It's going to be a very different goal ahead of them, as it's going to be...
nerfs.
Yeah, it's going to be a game of trap.
Ooh, nice little axe and sticky to start out the fight here.
There you go. That's what you love to see.
Oh, beautiful early pick. That's what we wanted, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, with Twist. Ooh, following quickly though, but Oates able to trade on that DPS pick here. But can we shut them down? Absolutely, with Arista's overpowered cooldown, so we can walk forward and we find two more. Beautiful. That's how we want to start it. KYT, you're going forward with your orange and your gold, and you're looking golden.
And Jova reaching in deeper, trying to make sure, yep, it goes to 99% before they do fall. Now, it isn't that much worth, or isn't worth that much in Flashpoint compared to Control, as the point does increase 50% faster. So that does buy them just one extra fight. I mean, hey, that one fight might be exactly what they need, especially as their ultimates are starting to come online. The Rampage, the Beats, the Kitsune Rush. Just so many good fight-winning ults, and they're just so much further ahead than York University are, just by the merit of them having to have swapped their composition. Now, Kitsune Rush gets blocked off by the Mei wall, not quite, though, as Tracer just runs in deep.
Oh, beautiful. Nearly tempting him to follow up on those ultimates and going forward, missing that pulse. But you know what? The pressure is there, and it is on. But Tristan does find one with his dynamite here in a perfect position to do some massive damage here on the high ground, and has Bob if they need to. But you know what? We already used B, we used Rissol, we don't need it. The rest of the team has gone down, and we are chilling where we are. This bird's eye view.
Yep, Tristan is absolutely blink blocking. Your job as a hit scan is just so much easier when people aren't looking at you. I feel like I've noticed that, right? And especially from that position on the high ground, and nobody was you know, averting their gaze because of the Orisa running them down. It does seem like they've managed to convince TMU that maybe there is some merit to the Orisa pick, as Oats makes the swap as well.
Yeah, didn't Tristan get that coach gun kill as well, or am I crazy? I feel like they got the kill and they got to the high ground. That's like massive value, unless I am wrong. But I feel like I saw that.
I don't know. You're the play-by-play man. I think you... I'll give it to you.
Dude, I just speak words. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying, you know? And I say NYU like I want to say New York, but it's just York, right? Things just happen. But you know what? Maybe we see more things happen. I want to see all of them because we have Blizzard coming up here. Big ultimates.
Yeah, big ults. You got the Blizzard, you got Bobbert, my beloved, and on the other side you got Beats, as well as Overclock. So it's going to be a lot of utility, and Jovabang does get taken down early. Oats manages to eat the Blizzard. Nom, 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 nom. There's no stopping them now. Overclock from Zappy, not quite able to make any kills work just yet.
You know what? Tristan heard my pleas. Look at all these picks. Look at that kill on Oats right here. Beautiful. Absolutely wonderful. Starts out the fight with the first pick. Gets one on Oats. Finds another on Zappy. Look! The things that I asked you to do. The very vague things that I said you should do, that you did them. Thank you. Thank you for shutting down the stars on TMU here, Tristan. Massive work. You are doing the things, and it is doing so much for your team.
You know, resident coach Juicy McBooty reporting for duty. You can find him at
Do the things, Coach Juice.
Yeah. Well, now as we're setting up, Jovabang is just hunting down Tristan, not quite able to make their way onto the high ground themselves, so Tristan is safe for now.
God.
Bob coming out onto the point to match the Kitsune Rush. Make that 2 Kitsune Rushes. Bob just getting that damage in where they can. Min, though, is able to take them down. Jovabang with the forced recall. Tristan, though, takes down Oats, and that's going to be no tank presence remaining for TMU. Zappy falls soon after to the Terror Surge. Tristan with the dynamite kill. Make that a second with the headshot as well. And now Min trying to escape for dear life. Going to get shot in the back. Tristan on fire.
Yo, I don't know about the others because I can't really see it through the UI, but I can see Tristan's on fire. I don't know if the rest of the team is, but this is the one that deserves it. Guys, the Bob to start the fight early, the 3 or 4 picks in the end, the final pick to make sure that Min doesn't escape from the clutches of Tristan. I hope he was standing still to clip that because that was something that deserved a clip. Oh my god, the value. Tracer had no chance. They couldn't reach. No uppies. No uppies.
Yeah, no uppies, but everybody's going to pull it up and over as the Terror Surge does pull everybody back into the Blizzard. Oh, it sends the kill onto Twist, though. Beat does stabilize, and KYT is able to get Zappy.
Is it going to be enough here? We have both tanks fighting desperately on the point for space here. Min diffing Winkle on the Lucio 1v1. Very respectable. We have Cleanse to maybe save our Jova here. Maybe they could do something with Genji with these picks. But we have KYT moving forward and attempting to fight out here with Oats. Oh, okay, but Jova does find KYT. This is big. We have the victory pick. The KYT going down. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that climb right there, they were on a cliff for some reason. I thought they would fall off.
We are on map point right, so York, all they have to do is just cap one of these next 3, and they're going to be able to secure themselves a spot in the series points, right? They're going to be able to bring things around and equalize the score overall. But now, everything's in their hands. It's going to be Bob leading the charge onto the points as Twist takes a second to heal up. Bob melted so quickly, especially in the face of the Kitsune Rush. Did anything happen? Oh.
Yeah, but you know what? That's enough. Tristan does fine with the use of Bob or sacrifice of them, Jovabang. But Min and Oats trade. They're able to get those picks to possibly counter here. KYT tries to desperately equalize with the soul, and he does find Oats. Zappy going down quickly afterwards as well. This is very winnable for our York University, and the rest goes down. Tristan and KYT absolutely manhandling this push.
There you have it. York managing to cap the point at 90% remaining. It doesn't really quite matter, though, because if they do lose this fight, they are not going to have anybody able to touch, especially since they don't have that Tracer on their side. But I mean, TMU are just taking such heavy poke trying to cross.
Yeah.
You know, they are able to heal up, though, around the corner, and now they do also have the beat at their disposal if they do decide to take this hot and heavy.
Ooh, attempted wall by Twist to possibly get the rest of the team isolated from Oats, but Oats going aggressively, does not care and uses his ult. Nice, pulling them all forward for this blade to get big value, but no, Jovabang does get nailed to the wall with the spear, but it doesn't matter. Oats, Zappy, and Jovabang finding their picks, but oh, wait, maybe Tristan? Okay, never mind. Whatever, even on a losing fight, finds 2. Yeah, this guy is crazy.
Yeah, now just only the Ashe and the Kiriko left alive. Tristan decides to go back for seconds. Not going to find anybody, though. And now Oates is progressing forwards, trying to get to the next flashpoint as fast as possible. In TMU, they do have a lot of work cut out for them if they do want to end up taking this map and the series as a whole.
Yeah, you know what, guys? It's still doable. It's still very doable. Like, Tristan has Bob. We do great things with initiating on this. KYT can follow up, and we have Twists. Hopefully, they can get their freeze off this time. You know what? I'd love to see it. And we have lots of ults coming in from YU. They're looking pretty primed and ready to start this fight aggressively. We have Oates walking forward here. The confrontation has begun. Fighting and dancing. Yeah, there we go. Just as we predicted. Wait, a wall to guide Bob? To stop Bob? Wait, that's Giga Brain from both DPS here. Oates barely saved from Z. Oh my god, with the beat. But not enough. Bob does find Oates here. That's one big pick. Min gets pushed off the map from distance. And KYT finds the rest. Oh my god. Have you ever seen that before? With a Mei and a Bob?
I think Bob was headed towards the pillar anyways, but I think it's nice to believe that the wall did make a difference.
So I got excited, man.
You know, I don't think I'm going to shatter your worldview just yet. I think I'll let you believe it for just a little bit longer. But,
thanks,
I mean, that fight win was pretty expected in the grand scheme of things, especially when you consider that they did end up investing in Tsune Rush, a Blizzard, and Bobberts all at the same time. Now, they get 50% of the cap just like that, and TMU are left reeling. No, Zappy gets the first pick onto KYT. Never mind.
Oh, no. That's going to be very deadly for YU here. Yeah, and Tristan's very much pressured under by the Jovabang's DPS damage here. Yeah, and he also finds one. Looks like they were able to get out, but Twist wasn't quite so lucky. Oh, no. That was quite an early pick to fall for YU. That's not looking good.
Well, I mean, not looking good, but also TMU do have a significant ultimate advantage. They are going to be able to turn this in their favor, especially if the next fight happens pretty slowly. It does seem like Jovabang is looking for those angles, trying to get above, up, and over that wall, especially with the blade coming up soon. So Tsune Rush popped on the point. Zappy finds the opening pick onto Tristan, and now the Orisa just gets absolutely melted away.
Beautiful deflect of the spear right there, absolutely denying the KYT from getting any value off of that. It's too bad too, because Tristan going down so early kind of just means the push is dead. Like, as much as I don't want to pin, you know, all of the hopes and dreams on one player, Tristan going down like that, pretty bad for a good push.
Yep, but they do still have one fight remaining, and they do have a lot of the ultimates that did make the fight winnable the first time around, so we're able to see if they are able to use them. Dragon Blade comes out, followed up by a beat to try and save them from the wrath of Jovabang, but no, it's not enough. Tristan finds a pick, or sorry, Tristan finds himself being picked. And KYT, on the other hand, gets two solo with a return onto one, and KYT just down 1 HP. Jovabang finishes him off. There's a 2v2 on the point, beats to secure it.
So worth it. Absolutely, to save and bail for a possible fight here at the end there, but you know what? Enough time has been stalled, and it looks like Oates does return in order to support their team to take this point finally. Oh, even with the beat committed, you know what? It was worth it because you took the point, right? You won it.
Yeah, I mean, both teams really just got their hands in that jar, and they fought for it to the very bitter end. Now, Oates with the swap onto Doomfist doesn't really have enough time to swap back to their tank of choice. You know, KYT coming out with the Hog. It's the counter pick, right? Doom is going to have a very hard time trying to navigate their way, especially around that hook. So, you know, kind of dicey here, especially since there's not going to be really that many fights left in this map.
Yeah, and we see Tristan hopping onto the Tracer as well. Oh, beautiful hook out of nowhere to get Zappy starting out the fight here. We also have Blizzard start contesting on point. Oh yeah, there's a lot of space denied right there. Recalls come out here from both teams. Oh, but Oates finds Twist, who's go down first. But you know what? It's okay. The rest of the team is able to trade. Oates does get killed, and we have Min going down and Jovabang as well. Looks like NU, New York U get the first.
Yeah. Oh my God, they whip shot after shot. It's not quite enough. I mean, I was going to say that Twist is going to be pretty upset about that one. It seemed like their Blizzard chilled nothing but air. But, they, you know, they're pulling it. You know, I wanted to swap over to Sojourn anyways. And it's a perfect read as Oates swapped onto Mauga. And it's just a big battery for Sojourn and not going to be able to really punish it at all. And you also see Zappy onto the Reaper just trying to dish out as much damage as possible. Oates gets pulled in even deeper, and without a Suzu left, that Pulse Bomb's going to do big damage.
Oh, big damage. Jova Bang find Twist. That early pick once again getting that DPS critically out of the fight, and Oats is already down. KYT pulls in Zappy for one punch. One punch, man. Can we get another one? Even with Cleanse. Oh, but able to TP out of there. But Jova Bang finds Wiggle here. Oh, there's a lot going back and forth here. Both these kills, and it's 80%. I don't know if we're going to get TMU another touch in. This could be the series.
This could be the map, but not the series quite yet, as Oats is getting tossed around by the Roadhog ults. But Hog is just holding on with a thread. Zappy with the final shutdown. And that is going to be a pretty decisive win for them. Swapping the point over and really just buying so much more time for TMU to scale and get those massive fight-winning ults that they all have. Right, because Oats is continuing to build their way towards that cage, as well as just the Blossom and the Blade and the Beats and the stagger kills onto the remaining members of York U. This is a perfect storm.
Now it could be the series, huh?
Yeah, now it could be.
Yeah, now. Yeah. Who knows if we can find big value off of Oats here. I don't see too much value coming from Tristan, and it looks like Twist has been followly picked off in the beginning again. We have Beat coming out. Yep, to save from the Dragon Blade. Both Beats, both engaging. Are we able to get Wiggle so we can get that dash reset? We do. We find one. Can we go for yet another here? And we successfully defend point for TMU as only one ult and one kill goes before we back out. Very smart.
Yeah, I mean, Min and Jovabang both invested their ultimates. That's Beat and Blade down, but with the potential of a Kitsune Rush coming out for TMU, as well as the almost guaranteed appearance of that cage, as well as the Death Blossom, things are looking pretty spicy. KYT onto Sigma now, just try and mitigate as much as possible with the Kinetic Grasp. But Tristan is going to go deep, not finding anybody quite yet, and now Oats is getting tossed around like Biscuit.
Whoa, that's a lot of space for Twist to work with, and as we say, that solo does go down! Untraditionally like him, not getting that first pick, and we have Reaper ult, ooh, getting swallowed by KYT with the suck ability. We have ults trading back and forth, left and right on point, and Jovabang getting that most recent kill. Are we gonna get anything with this? We're able to hide behind this pillar
Oats just
right
holding on for zero life, 200 HP more or less. Are they gonna be able to make this work? Amplify the healing, Min, please! No, Jovabang takes a kill off of York's side. But Twist and KYT are there to return it in spades. Flux comes out, Zappy falls, but Jovabang is there again. Not ready to give this up. $200 is just outside of their reach. Wiggle finds the kill onto Min, but Jova onto one. Can't they do it? The Moira.
What? Okay, we have KYT shutting down a one-man army as he kills 3 of them, and we have the return of Oats on Doomfist Punch. We're trading back and forth here, just like we're trading off the casting hook, because right now it is both teams who are fighting desperately on point to keep this. But no, Oats finds KYT, it is not enough. Zappy comes back with that large damage!
You have it, your third place team for the CIE Collegiate Tournament, TMU, holding on by a thread down to the very end. Oh my god.
That was like 2 rats fighting for the last bone, and I'm not saying dogs on purpose, because those were desperate, hardy struggles. And you know what? Props to both teams for their absolutely massive displays of tenacity. The way that you guys rallied back in the end and made such a long last-ditch fight. It was, what, 1-0, and then 2-1. Oh, just back and forth until we got to the final 2-2 for the last map, 99-99.
Yeah, I mean, when Solo Fell got picked off early, I thought it was over. But no, Oats was able to pop the cage, bide their time as long as possible.
Yes.
And, I mean, with nobody daring to step foot in the cage itself, it was just exactly what they needed. Now, congratulations to TMU Bold for getting away with that one. And
with murder.
Well, I don't know if it's getting away with murder quite yet, but they are going to be walking away with the $200 prize for third place. Massive shout out again to BMO and Tellus. And you know what? While Tellus is fresh on the mind, let me give them a quick shout out as well. Tellus Arena is the best place for Canadian gamers to play, improve their skills through free coaching from the pros, or to compete to win thousands of dollars in prizes. Whether you are a casual gamer looking to learn or a pro gamer looking to win, there's a place for you at TELUS Arena. With monthly events across a variety of games, there's always something going on. Make sure to join the TELUS Arena Discord to stay updated on all their activities. ! TELUS Arena with no spaces, no dashes in the chat.
Fire, bars, yes, sing your song, Bard Master.
All right. Well, we are going to be sending you guys off to a quick intermission, and then we're going to be back with the grand finals. Just a reminder, that is going to be the Waterloo Warriors versus the Carleton Ravens after the break.
When I first heard about the TELUS esports series, I was like, there's no way.
I was absolutely stoked.
You don't really hear about esports at all in Canada, let alone from a big company like TELUS.
Canada does have a scene, and we do have people who are thriving towards getting us into that bigger picture.
2 versus 1, and it should be their game. The Bronze Bonobos from second, now finally find first.
Simply put, the TELUS Esports Series is esports for everyone. It's our take of what we think the esports industry should look like and where we think it should go. It's way more fun to compete for something when there's something on the line. And the TELUS Esports Series gives players of all skill levels opportunities to experience that. We really want to make the gaming experience more fun for everyone, and we want to help the gaming industry evolve and grow the way that it should. And I think the time is right for it.
All right, welcome back, gamers. Hello. Thank you all for holding out through the break. Now we're coming back at you all with the grand finals of the Overwatch 2 CIE tournament. Winner of this match takes home a hefty $500 prize pool. It is me, it's your boy, Spaffle's back at it again, and joined by the ever so lovely Orbital.
Hello, hello. Hopefully this is going to be a good match. Of course, we've gotten a lot of good words about both these squads. I mean, the Warriors and the Ravens both have a pretty storied past, I want to say, with the Warriors, of course, you know, pretty much stomping their way is the best way to put it. But I'm sure the Ravens have a couple people we want to keep our eye on.
Yeah, certainly. And seeing how the Ravens are going to be able to navigate the situation, it's very much a David versus Goliath kind of game plan here, where Waterloo are the unstoppable Warriors. Meanwhile, Raven are trying to come up and take them down, dethrone them after such a gruesome fight through this bracket. Now, heading into the Waterloo Warriors for their roster, we've got Badges and Ineffabilis on the DPS line. We've got Akiba on the tank, followed up by Meister and Tomatin on the support.
And really watching both Badges and Ineffabilis, they have kicked things off very heavily. And the thing is neither of these players or any of these players really are fighting for that spotlight. It's just whoever decides to step up at that time. They're a well-oiled machine. They kind of shown their stuff throughout. And I'm excited to see what they can throw down here on the day.
Yeah, super excited indeed. And then that also just leads us into the Carleton Ravens. I mean, for those of you that have been mainstream watchers, you might not have seen them in action, but let me assure you, Carleton are no slouches. They've got the ever so popular Yeti, followed up by Min on the DPS, that orbits, not orbital, orbits on the Winston, and we've got Rich Dova and Trisky on the support line.
Funny thing is, I'm actually still playing in that match under a different name. It's just a lot more fun this way. The good idea, though, is really keeping eyes on, I believe, Min. Min was basically stated by a couple other people here on our production side saying, hey, keep eyes on this hit scan player for the side of Carleton. And I'm very excited to see how they do. I was unfortunately unable to catch their match previously, but I want to see what they can throw down. I'll be excited to see how they match up against the Warriors. I always think whenever it comes to, hey, we want to keep your eye on us, it's a little bit of a gamble. One, that's great. You have a really strong player. Number two, that paints a massive target on your back for the opponent to watch out for. So in the finals, I want to see how Min does, and I want to see how Warriors possibly deal with a very strong hit scan DPS.
Yeah, I mean, things are going to get feisty. Both these teams are incredibly hungry. I'm excited in seeing how they sort of ebb and flow around each other and what kind of decisions that both of these teams are going to be making, right? They didn't get here by chance. Both of these teams have been very well versed, a very well-oiled machine, like you said earlier, and seeing which kind of compositions, especially that these teams decide to lead into with our map that's coming up next. We've got Lijiang Tower to start us off.
I mean, this is the tried and true. There's no other way to say it. I mean, 50% of the time it's Lijiang Tower. 50% of the time it's literally anything else. That's kind of how I see it. It's a very heavy favorite. It's a good stalwart one to kind of talk about because I think it has very good, I want to say, evenness throughout how you can actually play this one. Lijiang, you know, very open in the center at points as well as on the flank side. There are just a proper amount of entry points. I mean, I personally love the fact that we do get to see the likes of Lucio sometimes with the boop or anything like that. We've seen a lot more of it as well, but it's just going to be very stalwart depending on how they enter and how they decide to play.
Yeah, and I mean, Lijiang Towers is famous as well for the amount of variety that you get to see based on each of the sub-points, whether you go to the night market, whether you go to gardens or the control center, everything's going to harbor its own little play style. And I mean, if you've seen anything from the tournament so far, you've seen that all these teams are bringing their own flavor of Overwatch, whether it is the Ramatra Rush, whether it is the Winston/Ball Dive. Every team is just mixing it up and bringing their own unique touch to the field.
And that's really going to show up, I think, here in the grand finals. I think with this exhibition, it's always cool to see the schools really get to show their stuff and show what they want to play with and how they want to play as well. This is not only a time for them to, you know, be able to get some money and earn some very fine rewards, but also show off their program and what they can do. I mean, you're also looking towards the fall season as well and saying, hey, you know, exactly what do we want to do? How do we want to, you know, kind of focus on the future prospects? Yes, you have a team here, but you know, garnering some I want to say, you know, a little bit of fan base, or also showing off what you have accrued over the previous season into the next, I think is something that they are hoping to do here today.
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at these collegiate teams, it's always an in and out, a constant stream of players, whether you are in your first year or your last year with the university. There are always new faces showing up, new names, and that's just something that is excellent. That's I love to see when CIE comes around every single year, is that every single time we just see new talents. We see these universities put their best foot forward, and we see new teams make it to the end each time. I mean, Carleton Ravens, I could not have predicted that looking in. They were ranked, I think, the 6th seed of the entire tournament. No flame to these guys, of course. They have done an excellent job to get here. That just goes and shows the amount of promise that a format like this has, where we're promoting our Canadian colleges and universities and trying to bring everybody to the forefront. So hopefully these careers can fly as far as possible.
And I think that's really a cool part. I mean, we've also been able to hear from players. I believe specifically Orbit was on one of the panels earlier here today, and throughout this the start of the CIE event, they were talking about their own experience here in inside of the competitive, and then also we'll hear from a lot more people throughout the rest of the week as well. It's just a very interesting tale of how esports has grown. I mean, even just within a year, I would say we've seen some changes. Seen more focus on these as well, and it's just I'm wholly under the guise of it's only going to get larger from here. We're going to see more influx of players, whether it be Overwatch 2, League of Legends, Valorant, or anything of the sort. We are going to see players always willing to kind of step up and rise to the occasion. This would be one of the best times to really sit there and go, hey, come to our program, come check it out.
Yeah, and I mean, those programs are just such a big draw for those incoming students, and as well, it's a chance for those teams themselves to, kind of prove themselves to their university and show off their prowess, their strength, what they've decided, what they've built up together. Really, I mean, this is one of those hallmark events at the end of the year that you're going to be able to look back on and go, hey, we did so and so at CIE. We won CIE. We got first place. We got second place. We took home those massive 3-digit prize pools. And that is nothing to slouch at, especially when a lot of these teams can kind of falter a little bit in the international competition. Being able to promote their our Canadian schools is a very important part of the entire process.
Especially with the current ecosystem, I think in esports is always just it's a little bit of a flyby. I think Canadian side of things is always really cool. I work with someone that I will name him here because he's a really, really good buddy of mine. His name is Random Minion Caster, one of my all-time favorite casting duos that I've ever had. And he's in Canada, and he grinds so hard. The eyes up here in Canada are something not to be scoffed at, as we're right back in the game. Orbit has joined us here again, and the teams are raring to go.
Yep, now Yeti is looking really, really hungry on the Sojourn, trying to get those early picks, building up the railgun, not quite going to find a target just yet, as it seems like Orbit is catching a lot of flack. There you go, there you have it, Tomathan getting taken down for the first blood pick. Wow, no flex support remaining for Waterloo Warriors. They're forced to retreat, and that's going to be first cap, pretty uncontested for Carleton.
I mean, that's just a simple way to do it. You win the first engagement, you go ahead and watch as the opponent backs away, and it's the right call. You don't always have to bank on the first. Of course, as soon as that second or third goes down and you're not winning, that's where things get a little bit scary. The Yeti gets wiped immediately.
Yep, there you go. There you have it. The DPS really making the difference. No, but Meister, though, is still around. And Nefabilus with a follow-up kill. Badges as well. Min trying to take one back for the team, but Badges is there to trade it out in turn. Waterloo, right as we were just starting to, get the machine going for Carleton, they just came in and flipped it.
I think that's understood when you take a look at, how anyone really plays. I think everyone is a little bit more in control when they know if they're on offense or defense. Yeah. And I just don't think Carleton were more than ready for it. So now we're going to wait and see. That's another stick. I don't think it does too much damage, though, as this fight is holding out.
Yep, Akiba holding on for dear life with the block from the Annihilation, or for the Nemesis form, but they are going to fall shortly after to Yeti with the railgun. I mean, Yeti hyped up time and time again. Yeti with a second kill with the railgun. This man does not miss these shots, and it's going to be another flip over to Carleton.
This one's really, really back and forth. Normally, you see a pretty decent hold. I want to say there's a tendency to lean into like a 40-50 early on. The fact that we're swapping pretty much every single attempt makes me very, very happy about what we're seeing out of these two teams. They're both very aggressive. They're both very on the point, and they're willing to take fights that maybe they don't need to.
My
As
God, what a
Trisky lays it
stick.
in with Min to help out.
Yep, Yeti with a follow-up kill as well with the railgun. Make that 2. Overclock isn't even needed. All they wanted to use was the beat to try and make sure that they do not suffer from any casualties in the fight. Incredibly clean from Carleton Ravens, and they're able to push them even further with a kill onto Badges.
And what a swing and a half. Well played there. And honestly, Yeti showing up here. We were talking about one of the hit scan players for this squad, for the Carleton members, and it looks like it was actually Yeti. My brain was a little bit melted, but they're showing up here behind really big call downs. Now, a second, third reattempt.
Orbit diving deep, but Badges goes even further as Min gets taken down as the first blood of the fight. Orbit gets his primal forced out, but Ineffabilis with the high noon in the corner trying to hold on for dear life. Orbit is able to juggle him high enough. Kitsune Rush in the middle, not quite able to get any kills off of it, but Trisky with the pick onto Tomathan, and things are starting to ramp down to an end. It is a slow bleed. Yeti with the overclock, trying to finish off this Lucio, who's dancing around the window ever so eloquently, as Trisky is the one to take down Akiba.
And that was messy and desperate coming out of Waterloo. You saw losing 2 early on and then immediately trying to use that beat drop, keep yourselves alive just to get the turn. And you got what? An extra 10% on the bucket. Right now it is Carleton in control and then some. 5 members strong, holding out here, and it looks like it's going to go to OT.
Yep, they are able to get the contest out, and that's going to be a window in the middle of the doorway. Very expertly placed by Tomathan, but Orbit is the one to get the opening pick. Min forces the immortality with the pulse bomb of their own, and Yeti gets the kill into Badges. Orbit getting another as well, and it is an open and shut case. Gamers, and they're not able to touch. Overtime ticks down, and Carleton take .1.
Man, that felt way too controlled for a team coming out of the, I want to say lower seeded rounds. They felt fully in control there. And it was very, very good towards the end. It seemed like Waterloo, as soon as we saw the swap from Akiba into that Diva, and it almost felt like they were, okay, as soon as they decided our style isn't working, it was all control for Carleton's side. And they give a lot of credit there. Whenever you can force the opponent to swap up their style, it's almost like a guaranteed, we gotcha. We did what we wanted to. We are able to take control now. And you saw, as soon as that 50% crested, we saw the swap over to the Winston. It was all Carleton as we head into round 2.
And Carleton not afraid to throw their weight around and display what they're good at. Immediately swapping over to the Winston composition as soon as they recognized that Warriors were going to try and run it up with the Ramatra. Now, opening up this fight, Winston is getting a solid lead as it looks like Trisky is going to boop Meister off the map. Goodbye, Brigitte. That is a crucial member down, especially considering that Tomathan is now going to be blocked and not able to walk up into this next engagement.
Oh, that feels a little bit bad, and honestly, first cap going the way of Carleton once again. Yet this duel on the top side is going to be a little bit messy between the Tracers. I love the fact that they are trying to duke it out, but of course the chase is just a little bit too difficult to work with. Warriors wondering exactly what's going to go down as that timer is now ticking up. They have to find a way to get past this bridge.
And the bridge is a dangerous spot to be in, and Ineffabilis proves that point perfectly, sliding right off the map. Yeti finds a pick onto Meister, proving to be the better Sojourn in this map anyways. It does seem like Trisky is going to take down Tomathan, and that slow burn is just going to continue on further.
And this hurts a lot right now. You can actually see where the side of Carleton are holding it down. This kind of choke point is difficult to even break out of. So Waterloo wondering exactly how they're going to make this work. They have to go along the back side. But you know that Min is already on the back end, making sure that you can't get through cleanly. And any re-entry is going to be difficult at this point. If they don't force it, they don't gamble, it's going to be a problem. And you're going to lose out on this round.
Yep, exactly. Now, Akiba is the tip of the spear, trying to walk up, using that DM to buy themselves enough time. Meanwhile, Badges, though, in the backline, lighting everybody up. Not quite able to make anything stick, but Akiba taking down Yeti, the key member of Carleton so far. But Min trades down Badges, and now Kitsune Rush beats Primal. Self-destruct rally, and Ineffabilis is able to get a kill through all of those ultimates.
Looks like they've held on for dear life. Now Kiba trying to wander their way in. Easy does it with that boost. You go ahead and flush them out. It took a while, but Badges cleans up house. And for once in this round, it feels like Waterloo are allowed to breathe. But 78% is a hard one to come back from.
Yeah, this is basically one fight territory. All Carleton Ravens have to do is they have to stack up their ultimates. They got to get their economy back up out of the gutter, and then as soon as they win one fight, this is pretty much an open and shut case. And Winston, though, diving into the backline, forcing Ineffabilis to slide pretty early. Overclock coming out from Yeti. Can he make the shots? Hits! One comes through, but not enough to get the kill. Orbit, though, finds the finisher onto Akiba. No tank left means so little presence, and Rich Dova and Trisky proving that exactly. Orbit with the kill onto Ineffabilis to round it out, and we are entering the end of this map.
Might as well be the final fight here. You lost your DPS early on, and now you got to wait and see. I mean, really well done to this Carleton squad. They are showing up massively right now. 95 and then some. Desperate times call for desperate measures. The Barra out to play.
Oh, there you have it. Trisky taking down their equivalents. Meanwhile, Yeti takes down Akiba and the Overclock, trying to salvage anything they can from the fight. But CIE Ravens takes down that clock, and they are the victors of Control, leading the series 1-0.
Honestly, overwhelming. It feels like, even though we did see a little bit of fun there with that Cassidy, it just it feels bad, right? This was so massively done. It was that kind of bright moment there in round one that we were like, man, we can actually see something. And then almost the entire shift was Yeti, Min, Orbit running over the competition. And it felt like Waterloo just never was allowed to really set up their game plan. I want to see what they can do on a little bit more offense-defense style and see if, like, you know, actually that set of you're on offense, you're on defense, a little bit more forward-facing in that regard will help them out.
Yeah, I mean, the Winston composition, it aggresses, it benefits so much from Control being an open style, being a symmetrical map, and being able to set up those dive kill boxes very, very consistently. As soon as CIE Ravens saw that they were able to really punish this team, and as soon as they made the swaps over to happen, I mean, that was a shut out game. We did not really see Warriors give a convincing fight after that, but I still do have hope for them yet. Like you mentioned, heading into Hybrid next, we are going to have that offense-defense style. So things are yet in limbo. We're not quite sure where everything else is going to land, and if Warriors are really going to be able to stop this landfall from going any further.
Well, at least they'll have a breather. You know, you always have about 4 minutes to kind of on your own attack, feel a little bit more in control, and you get to decide how you want to play this game. And a big part is, again, we saw Ineffabilis have shining moments. There were points where it was like, yeah, okay, we can take control. But overall, maybe you're just a little bit lax in game number one. I think you need to find a way to shut down Yeti. Huge thing. Try and focus that backline and keep eyes on where Yeti is. Obviously, Warriors are a very practiced team, so shutting out a single player shouldn't be that difficult to do. Also, depending on the map that they choose, it sounds like we're going to Kings Row, which is another fan favorite. I mean, what else can I really say about that one? It's, I mean, Lijiang and Kings Row. I mean, what else are you gonna say?
I mean, it's the classic. It's the hallmarks of Overwatch history. You go as far back as possible, and you're going to see Lijiang Kings Row series. And it's an interesting pick, really, from the Waterloo Warriors. It does seem like they are looking to kind of drag Carleton Ravens off of that dive composition, as though dive does work on first point, and it's also kind of in the second point as you're winding through the streets of Kings Row. It doesn't really work as well once you enter that factory, once everything becomes so streamlined and you lose a lot of those flanking paths. Winston starts to lose a lot of that viability. So it is really up to the CIE Ravens to see if they are able to make that adaptability work for them, and if they're able to still continue this performance on something like the Ramatra composition, or if they're going to think outside the box and hit us with a dive anyways.
They might. We can already see, at least we're getting insider information, that the Ravens are going on the defensive end first, as Waterloo were the ones to go ahead and pick the map. So, you know, you go ahead, hold it down, and if you hold it down real well by the Ravens, you go ahead and close out this game neatly as well. And you know, depending on how the first few minutes go, we are going to have to see if the Waterloo Warriors are sitting there going, yeah, we got to spice it up, or if stock standard is going to work. I always say in these, it feels like you can always tell how the game is going to go in the first 2 minutes on your attack. It really does show, you know, how offensive are you going to be, or how well the opponent is ready to kind of deal with your silliness. If you do decide to go a little bit silly or anything of that nature.
Yeah, and I mean, on King's Row in particular, it's all about how fast you're able to take that first point, because if you get stalled around that statue, if you get stalled in that checkpoint, it is going to be very, very difficult to work against the clock as you go further and deeper into the map, because there are just so many nooks and crannies that the teams are going to be able to hide in and just burn down your timer.
Let's see what they can do. Of course, this is going to be the big one. You can see here inside of the map, Big Ben having a good time there, and we'll see what they get to throw down. Already, we're seeing a pretty nice set for the side of the Ravens, sitting there up on high, saying, okay, we'll grab the Sigma. Pretty straightforward, no difficulties there. But Trisky's bringing out a little bit of love there in the back line. I love that pickup as long as it stays. Have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I mean, Alari is just quite a special support character. I don't really have any other way to describe them, right? Because the amount of damage that she brings to the team is incredibly significant. A lot of teams do struggle to make that work versus some of the raw utility that other supports can have. Really interested in seeing where that goes, especially since Orbital is now on the Sigma. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of Sigma throughout the tournament so far, and already, just tonight alone, we've seen Sig played in, I think, 4 of the 5 matches or something like that.
I'm definitely playing that Sigma to perfection out there, and we'll see how well I can do so, because I think I can hold it down. But of course, Ineffable is gonna lay down with that hit scan, say, yo, let me go ahead and freeze fire, post up with that cannon. Of course, it is just kind of that stalwart. How well are we gonna do? A lot more open and spread than I was really expecting.
Yeah, just a weird series of compositions there as Badge gets the nice headshot onto Min, opening the fight wide open as Orbit is sent across the back ropes, and now Baptiste is unable to heal his own tank. Immortality does fall, and Akiba gets the pick onto Orbit. Meister drops incredibly low HP, but is able to make it away with their life, and that's going to be a quick cap for the Waterloo Warriors.
This is the squad that we were expecting to see in game number 1. Very controlled, very defined, and I love the spread that they went for. It was not that congested, you know, kind of face forward style, and it showed with the heroes that they did pick. They said, hey, we're gonna fight you all over, we're gonna ensure that we get a good wipe, and we cap almost immediately. There is gonna be no challenge. Of course, that's only part number 1. You go ahead and control the point. Now you gotta push, and that's gonna be the big difference here. A little bit of AoE laid down as this first archway is gonna be battled over.
Immortality does fall pretty early. That is a significant disadvantage for Tomathan and the rest of the Warriors, but the Dragon is able to clear out the close corner and force Ravens back even further. Ineffabilis in tank form, just trying to push the advantage further and further, draws out the kinetic grasp, and now the shield is able to buy the team more space. Alari popping the captive Sun. Yeti, though, with the opening pick onto Badges, make that 2 with Akiba down now. And even though Meister and Tomathan are on life support, Min is able to cut through the Immortality, get the kill, and Ineffabilis takes themselves out as a quick reset.
That one feels a little bit bad for the side of this Waterloo squad. They wanted to get a much harder push down, I think, but Trisky really setting things in motion. And you really only expended 1 in that entire engagement. You only expended 1 ultimate, so you're more than happy to kind of fire back. In goes for another minute, though. Plenty of time to play for.
Oh my god, what a pulse bomb! Forces the Immortality. Orbit gets the kill onto Akiba, though, as the beat is not able to save him. Rich Dova with the window, just splitting the point down the middle. Orbit with the kill onto Ineffabilis, and now the Waterloo gang are sent scrambling yet again after what seemed like a pretty significant advantage.
And it's only a dump of 2. Keep in mind, though, it's only a dump of 2 ultimates.
Oh, the overclock too! Yeti reaches deeper into the cookie jar and pulls Meister out of it. Heading even deeper into the spawn, Tomathan fighting for dear life behind the phone booth. Immortality gonna save him for just now. Annihilation and Orbital Barrage. Badge gets a pick, but Min and Yeti return it in turn. Orbit as well. Meister with the takeaway onto Trisky, but that's not gonna stop that push at all.
Massive denials coming out of this Ravens squad. That is now twice that they have denied the fact of the Warriors. Warriors could not break through at all. They tried to send one high. They tried to send, I think, it was the likes of Badges up on the top side. Wasn't able to make work. Now swapping over to that Reaper. And Ephabilis, of course, on that Cassidy saying, hey, let's go ahead and try and free fire. Once again, with a little bit scattered composition. They're going to go ahead and get a little bit of push, but they lost 2 minutes off that timer.
Yeah, Window combined with just the Sigma pressure takes down Orbit pretty quickly, as well as Meister with the kill onto Rich Dova. There is going to be another stomp as the attack just keeps on rolling forward. Yeti, though, with the pick onto Badges on the point. Tomathan trades out Min. Okay, now we're starting to calm down a little bit.
But keep in mind how much they had to spend for that. And Ephabilis, Akiba, Tomathan, all of them are pretty low on the ultimate timers. And that was just an expenditure at that point. If you expended all those against no ults on the other side, I would be surprised if you didn't win. That was a big thing. Right now, we're going into that crossroads. Let's see if they can hold out here, or if it is going to be the Warriors to break on through and quickly cap that
Blossom goes deep,
God.
catches both of the supports. Min does trade out Badges, but it's all for naught as Akiba is quick to get the kill onto Orbit. No heals, no sustain, means no extra life to keep yourself up on the point with. That's 3 minutes and 20 seconds onto third point.
All right, Badges, I see you. I see you back there. Going ahead and swap him once again. Said, hey, I got my Blossom. That's all I need. And now we're going to set up for this next. You got 3 minutes easy to pressure on through. Badges going into the cloak to see what you can get.
Yeah, running around in the background cloaked, as Sombra does, mind you. It does seem like she's going to be popping off on the Trisky, as both of the teams are trading away their Alari turrets, you know, making sure that that massive source of healing and utility is gone. Trisky does fall low HP, forced to, you know, jump backwards just for a little bit. Rich Dova does have the window in the pocket, just ready for a moment when they are able to pop it. As Sombra, though, forces themselves onto the high ground, gets the immortality down, and Yeti finds the pick off of the opportunity. Captive Sun does come through, but it's not going to be able to find any picks. Graviton Flux as well at a high noon to isolate these targets, but nobody is falling.
They're all still alive, which is the crazy part as well. How
The overclock slide forward from Yeti, finds the kill onto Akiba, make that another as Orbit takes down an Ephabilis from the ground, and now Meister is soon to follow in the Mega Health Pack.
They don't call this the hardest turn in King's Row for anything. Like, that is, it's a difficult spot to hold on to and a difficult one to break through as well. And considering that, once again, it has been the Ravens to go ahead and collect, and 3 ults are more than online, this is going to be a final push attempt, I think, by the side of the Warriors. If they burn the last 3 ults, they'll pretty much get a freebie towards the end. But if they aren't, it's going to be dangerous. Minute 40 left on the
There
clock.
you have it, Ephabilis with a swap onto Ash. Get 1, get 2. Tomathan with the window as well, just to keep this going. 4 picks, 5 picks. Rich Dova with the kill onto Tomathan on the way out, but Ephabilis is able to shut it down with the dynamites, and nobody is able to touch. Yeti just trying to walk forward. Nope, cannot get it. That's 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining, and Waterloo Warriors looking pretty strong on this push.
I was not expecting that ending. I'll be quite honest. That Ash surprised me very heavily in the swaps on Elite. Badges wears multiple badges depending on the DPS that you decide to bring out. I want to say like 2 or 3 different play of the games just right there in that round. Very powerful on high, also with the Reaper Blossom. I mean, like, this is showing why Waterloo are someone to be feared. At that same point, though, the Ravens are going to try and do their own. And keep in mind, this was a very quick take on the earlier stage. It was a 3-point cap pretty much instantly from the side of Waterloo Warriors. Of course, they slowed pace on the escort. That was the other side. So we'll see if the Ravens can do the same, or if it's going to be shaken up.
Yeah, I'm also really interested in seeing if they're going to be, you know, bringing out some of those unconventional comps again. I mean, the Hanzo Bastion, that's basically unheard of in this day and age, and they made it work so well. But seeing as they're on the defense, they are going to opt into, you know, more of the meta with the Sojourn, with the Tracer, with the Sigma, making sure to, you know, hunker down and bring what's they're 101% sure in. And on the opposite side, we see CIE Ravens with a return to the familiar as they're whipping out the Winston dive.
And I like this as well. Following up behind, you got that Widowmaker at the early start. Min's going to probably take a few crack shots, see if they can get anything. Or no, we are going to get instead the Metro to come out here, say, hey, let's get that kind of forward-facing, straightforward action. Everyone kind of dance their way if they can. Min's going to go ahead, scout out. Nothing really changes. Sojourn is now out. And as you said, that Winston Bully will have their time as a slow break into the field.
Yeah, now both of the Tracers meet each other pretty early on, and it does look like Badges is placed on the back foot. Min forces the recall pretty early, but the support is going to come out to save Badges' life. Now Orbit in a pretty advantageous position, getting forward for pretty free. And the rest of the team is rotating up onto the high ground. This is exactly where you want to be if you're a dive comp on this map. You know, forcing Waterloo Warriors into a corner as there are on the point now. Yeti trying to trade blows with Badges, though Badges doesn't seem to be very interested in the kinetic grasp, as well as the immortality is forced out early from the Sigma. That's a lot of survivability down, and Yeti gets taken down low HP, but takes down Badges first. And Akiba, though, getting drained down. Trisky with the final blow. Min as well. Just a clean fight. Nope. Okay,
they got
a
to finish
little
the
less
last one
clean. A little less.
I mean, still just as quick, though. Take a look. First cap attempt, you're going to clear it out. And I don't know what's going on. Normally, you see a little bit more blood around here on this point. It's a little bit crazy to think that both teams have pretty much cleanly taken this early on their first engagement. I really do appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun to see now on this escort side of things. We're going to see that swap because Orbit bringing out the big guy. Let's go ahead and rumble here as we break through on our first attempt through the gate.
I mean, wow, Mauga is certainly a pick of all time, but I can definitely see the thought process behind it. That cage is such an impactful ultimate, as well as just being able to trench yourself into all these grooves and these crannies in the map. But Ineffabilis is able to find off Min. There is no shielding to save them as Badges as well finds a pick. Kitsune Rush comes out for the Ravens to try and salvage the situation, but it is going to be a full-on retreat as Akiba is not able to find the kill into Trisky, and the slow burn continues.
Very, very nice hold. And once again, you can see Akiba stepping up to the forefront, ensuring that no one can really back their way through. Orbit waiting out for the rest of the team, just trying to stack that ult timer. Make sure to get that charge going as much as possible. Min, though, swapping to the Bastion. Gonna try and send a little bit of a piece back over towards this Waterloo squad. That's gonna be very, very fun. Yeti with the ult.
Overclock, trying to end things now, and end things they do as Min finds the kill onto Akiba with the supports as well. Pushing things further. It is a pretty swift disengage from Waterloo Warriors. They are very well versed in this. They're not even going to take a step to stop as Sea Ravens checks all of their corners. None left unturned.
I mean, you're waiting for the Torburn, right? You're waiting for Badges to go ahead and throw it on the turret. If you can't post her up, if you can't posture up, you're going to go ahead and back away. And I'm interested to see how it plays out, but that's a hard charge back out once again as the ults are down. Now it's going to be Waterloo to fire away.
Yeah, Baptiste spotted on the off angle, but Rich Dova turns the gun on Ineffabilis. Instead with the opening pick, Annihilation. Kitsune Rush beat. Annihilation is going to result in the first kill, though, as Akiba takes down Yeti. Now Orbit is on the back foot. Never mind, Akiba gets taken down with the dual trouble. Meister, though, takes out Rich Dova. There's going to be a very severe lack of supports here as the cage comes through to just secure the kill onto Badges.
This is just... I love the fact that Orbit is like swatting flies right now.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like as you were literally hunkered down inside of that base. Yeti following along with a little bit of a zapper. And in an extended battle, it is going to be the likes of Carleton to grab this first checkpoint. Now, are they going to get past, though? This is also where Waterloo got stuck for just a little bit.
Deja vu, have I seen this place before? It does seem like Waterloo are making a lot of picks just to try and counter this advance. They've got the Hanzo back. They've got Ineffabilis since Ash that was so impactful last time. And a first appearance as well in the series, we're going to be seeing Zenyatta piloted by the powerful Meister.
I mean, that might work as well. You can always bring those little extras, but Ineffabilis saying, hey, I'm going to snipe as well. Massive cannons go out. See what else he can bring, and it's going to be
Window as well. Window combined with the Malga, just so much damage. But if you're able to kite, it doesn't really matter. Ineffabilis gets the first pick onto Yeti. And now Akiba is forced into a corner. Are they going to be able to survive long enough? Yes, they do. As Badges with the best form of support, and it's just killing the people who are trying to take you out first. Gets 3 picks. The Trisky falls off the map, and there is the push felt.
Go ahead, reset, make sure to get with the rest of the team. I don't dislike this. Now swapping back to this kind of forefront style. It is going to be that Winston to fire away. Min's going to try and get some snipes of their own just to try and break through, because at this point you have understood Ineffabilis and Badges with those snipers are causing too much havoc. Re-engagement on the horizon.
Yep, now 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Orbit back on the monkey. That's what you love to see. Going back to the old reliable, trying to make things work. It might be a little bit longer, though, because of all these ultimates that are online. Dragon's Strike comes through onto the point to make sure that nobody continues this push forward. And Ephibilis does fall low, but is able to be healed back up, and Min is struggling to find their footing on the Widowmaker. Graviton Flux goes wide. Now Akiba is sent back on the back foot, just trying to hold on to dear life. Badges, though, with the first pick onto Trisky, finally the silence has been cut through, and an Ineffabilis showing the monkey why you do not mess around.
You just don't want to make anyone upset here. Min fires away, finds Meister's life, and they're going to try and break through.
Rush,
Quick kills
overclock,
again.
Yeti going in deep, takes down Badges, takes down Tomathan as well, showing us why they're called that. And although Orbit does have to jump high into the sky to dodge that damage, they are going to get taken down eventually. The Meister with the Transcendence as well as Bob on the point. They're only going to be able to stall for more time, though, as Akiba now on the point, just trying to detract everybody away. Badger with the pick onto Yeti, and it does seem like the push was stopped after all.
Oh, man. It's getting spicy here. Last little push if necessary. You can see a lot of the members of Waterloo are scrambling. The Thomas down. Akiba falls as well. This feels like it's going to be the end.
Trisky takes down Akiba. Rich Jova as well with the pick onto Badges. The Kitsune Rush was just doing so much of this heavy lifting. And there you go. 4 members for Waterloo down. Ming takes down the final one, and they cap the point with 1 minute and 18 seconds remaining. These teams are just, they're matched so closely together. It feels like I'm watching the same thing over and over again.
They just are very over-aggressive compositions. It feels like both these teams know how to play the offensive, how to play this get-in-your-face style, and the willingness to call for those swaps as well as the big part of it. I think the hero swaps have been utilized to perfection every single time. It never feels like it's a desperate swap, except in the control. It felt like, you know, the side of Waterloo was a little bit sketch after round 2. But for both squads here on the attack, I mentioned that as soon as you get kind of that forward-facing, we are on attack, this is what we're doing, the squads lock in. Neither team has shown that their offensive is to be, you know, kind of scoffed at. And I love that fact so far. The problem is you do need to focus on getting that defense down. If you're not able to defend, this is going to be a very long game number 2.
Yep. Now, it does look like the onus is going to be on the Ravens. They did have less time left in the bank, which means they do get to make their mark with the attack first. They're going to be carving as much space through this map as possible to give themselves as much leeway as possible for when they do go on the defense. Can they make Lightning Strike twice? And can they take this in just one fight? Because that's all that 1 minute and 18 seconds is really going to buy.
Let's see what they can do here. Again, very, very low on that timer. But it's going to be quick picks. And remember, this is how they started out. Quick, slow picks. I say that, which is weird to say, but they did start with a little bit slow, get the kills all together, and then cap the point.
Badge is dancing around the backline. No fear at all. Just trying to make anything happen. The Ana as well, a very peculiar pick. That anti-grenade is going to be so much utility just offered to the side of the Waterloo Warriors. And now everybody's being forced up onto the high ground as the Warriors are taking the low ground naturally themselves. Brigitte separated from the Ana too. This is going to be spell disaster if they are able to diagnose this issue. So Orbit as well as Yeti are looking pretty dominant up here on the high ground, charged up to 100 damage. These are both heroes that just, they want that pop-up potential. They have that chance to make that difference in just 1 second. Now Badge, though, forced down all the way onto the low ground. That's going to be the last of you Waterloo's presence on the heights. Now, Carleton Ravens, now is your time. You have to make these picks happen. You know, Warriors have now completely flipped the map, and now it looks like they are on the offense.
And honestly, I really actually have to question that, because now you're put in this position where you have to stay on top of the point.
There
and it
you
really limits your
go.
options.
Akiba with the opening pick onto Rich Dova. Badge as well onto Orbit. Meister onto Trisky. And that push, just like that, 1 minute and 28 seconds of posturing, gone. As one fight was all it really took for the Waterloo Warriors to dig their heels in and prevent any plays from happening.
Feels kind of bad. I mean, we sat there and we're wondering, and honestly, you know, you had enough time, I think, but they got a little bit too wrapped up in the kill feeds and trying to get those kills and clear out the upper rung. when it comes to the OTs, you have to be a little bit more aware, or the second rounds, I should say. You should be aware that you can't be focusing on that. You wasted about 30 to 40 seconds trying to clear the upper rungs, weren't clearing the lower, and you mentioned it. That idea of it felt like it was players swapped around. For some reason, it seemed like, the side of Carleton were on the defensive. They were trying to hold it down. No, they were the ones that were trying to cap. So this is going to be a massive opportunity for the side of Waterloo. They have all the time in the world pretty much. They are going to go with a little bit unorthodox if Badges actually wants to, because honestly Badges has done that before, multi-swaps between all of the DPS output. If you wish to go the Junkrat, I wouldn't even disrespect that.
Yeah, I mean, Badges has definitely proved themselves to me, at least. They've got the green card for the rest of the entire series. Whatever they want to play, I will get behind it. I won't really be a doubter. But what I am really doubting, though, is if, the Ravens are going to be able to hold on to this, because Waterloo Warriors, they have been a very, very strong offensive team. Both of these have so far, and seeing the Ravens blunder so much, investing so much into the setup, leaving themselves absolutely no time at all for the actual execution, are the Warriors going to, fall to that same blunder, or are they going to be able to actually secure this map for themselves?
We'll see how they can do. Of course, it's Min on the run here, but for the side of Waterloo, I love the fact they're a little bit more facing, but the chase
Thomathan got caught out. The point is ticking, though. If nobody turns around, this could be really, really bad, as Akiba gets the kill onto Rich Dova. No Baptiste left alive. Orbit gets the kill onto Akiba, and now Yeti is scrounging for kills. Min takes down Meister, and things are pretty open and shut, I think. Yep, there you go. Oh, Yeti with the pick onto Ineffabilis, and Badges as well onto Min. Red, blue. Orbit gets the pick onto Badges. Okay, now things are starting to stabilize a little bit longer. Everybody's got to take a moment to breathe, reset. Nope. Waterloo Warriors are just going straight in. They do not want to let down this pressure at all. Akiba trying to make these punches hit, but they're not quite enough, and forced to guard backwards in return. Meanwhile, Rich Dova's taking down oh so low. Immortality was forced out. They're still fighting for his life in the backline.
Holy crap, and honestly, this is very impressive from Carleton. They were on the
there you
cusp of losing out this
go!
round.
They did it! They cut through, and Trisky and Min both with their own kills. But Akiba, though, took down Orbit in the amount of time that they were distracted. The tank is still alive, and now the proximity is going to allow the Waterloo Warriors to really get in here, though. Min with the pick on the Thomathan in the backline. Akiba onto Yeti. The window in the middle of the point does not mean anything. He's not able to make it. Kills happen as Ineffabilis takes down Rishdova. Orbits coming back on the Doofus, takes down Akiba. It's just so bloody. Trisky onto Meister. Ineffabilis trades that back, though. But it's all on Badges to keep this point alive. Ineffabilis now forced to drop down, and there isn't going to be anything that they can do against the double trouble. Thomathan TP's in. Orbit down to just 1 HP, but the TP Suzu does save him, and that's a draw. That's a draw.
Whenever we see the likes of this Carleton squad, it always is off of Waterloo, forcing them to the absolute limits. These shots here were some of my favorites, and honestly, you could pick any moment, I think, throughout this entire game, and it'd be showing up here. This was a piece of the pie, though, that I think really... I don't know how else to explain it, because honestly, it felt at multiple times Carleton should have lost. They forgot about the objective. You saw that spike up of the capture point, even in that last round. And we were just like, no, please don't let it end like this. Don't forget to deny that cap. And yet they throw down. They held on for the last moment. And whenever Carleton are pushing for that fight, it feels they're much more understanding. They're much more in control. Whenever they set their mind to an attack, they're golden.
Yep. And I mean, just coming down off of that high, seeing those trades happen, exaggerated, long, drawn out fights where everything was going down to the very bitter end. That was incredible to see, but it does look like our next map is already ready. And we've got Esperanza coming up next. We're just going to keep things moving. I mean, Esperanza, we've seen it time and time again. I think we've seen it almost every single time that push has been played so far in the tournaments. It's just a classic staple map.
At this point, it's pretty, it is the stock standard. It's joining the ranks of the Lijiang as well as the King's Row. I mean, at this point, we could probably predict a good chunk of just about any match. You know, it feels good. Feels good. But I am getting a very different vibe when it comes to push. This is right back into that control style. Maybe you're not capping the point specifically, but it's a slow roll forward. And I am a little bit worried for the Warriors. In the head-to-head aggressive matchups, it feels like Ravens has their number. And I don't want to say that for full confidence because both teams have been very aggressive. We've seen that between all these games so far. But Ravens have a much better scramble mentality, is what I'm seeing so far. And the Warriors have not adjusted to that fact just yet. Badges has done a phenomenal job of finding opportunities to swap out, go for high ground picks or anything like that. But the team overall still feels a little bit slower to adjust.
Yeah, and I mean, at this level, at the elite, the top 0.00001% of play, everybody knows how to work in a team. Everybody has these drills ingrained into their brains. But when it comes to making an amazing team out of a great one, it all depends on those hero plays, those individual moments. You've seen Yeti, you've seen Min, you've seen Orbit, all of them popping off in their own rights. You've even seen Rich Dova and Trisky throw their hat into the ring, even though it's not part of their job description. They've been able to throw so much damage out into the ring, not to discount anybody from the Waterloo Warriors, of course, but it just keeps seeing like time and time and time again, the Ravens are able to pull things together against the odds. And now, even though it was a draw last map, they are still commanding a lead with a 1-0 advantage.
And I think that's what they're going to hang on to. A huge part of it is I want to see Ineffabilis and Akiba start to synergize a little bit. Badges, well, I mean, they synergize just fine, but Badges at this point feels like a one-man army, has been running off, kind of doing their own thing and finding the kills left and right. And that's actually put a stump in a lot of what I think the Ravens wanted to do back in game number 2. That's why it ended in a draw. But Ineffabilis and Akiba have not had the same synergy like Min and Orbit have had whenever Yeti starts popping off on that Sojourn or anything like that. These little pockets of battery power, which is what I love to efficiently call, it just doesn't feel like they have the same impact. So I wonder if that's what they want to focus on. Almost matching that battery aspect, have that tank DPS style with the other DPS off on the flank. Or if they want to go for a different and keep eyes on Meister and Tomathan. Both of these players, the supports in the back, have been doing their best, but honestly, they have been caught more often than not. And I think that I chalk that up just as really good Ravens plays. There's so many little things to kind of think about there.
Yep. Now, it does seem like we are sorting out a little bit of a dispute in the background, trying to figure out what the next map is going to be exactly. We were a little bit quick to call it the Esperanza. But anyways, I mean, sorry, piggybacking back onto your point from before, I mean, Meister and Tomathan, yes, they're getting picked off a lot in the early fights, but it also does really speak to something of the Ravens, their coordination, their play, the dive composition as a whole. Right, when you're playing that dive, those supports are the primary target. Meanwhile, with the Warriors, what they're a lot more comfortable with the Monster Rush, it's a lot of a front-to-back burn in which you don't really see those vulnerabilities from Rich Dova, from Trisky really shine. So yes, it is a little bit of a compositional difference. It is a little bit of a DPS difference, but I can also, see those cracks starting to show. And I mean, that's another hallmark of a great team is, okay, you are identifying your targets. You're seeing what works. Okay, we're able to dive the Sojourn. Not really the Lucio, but the Baptiste is pretty vulnerable as well. So let's all focus our efforts on them and being able to make those shot calls, make those adjustments in the middle of a round even, especially when the enemy team is going, okay, well, everybody's on our Baptiste. Let's pull people back. And then, oh, maybe now the Lucio is a lot more vulnerable. So making those adjustments, making those judgment calls when you see them, it's just all about the give and shove, really.
And I think that's actually one of the big reasons why we saw such a very quick control point taken in the early stages. It was a very snap for both these squads. It was, hey, as soon as we get on there, we take it. The teams had that forefront mentality of, yeah, we don't want to contest. We don't want to give over one more ult charge to anyone. But two, we don't want to be caught unawares and have staggered death timers, even though death timers can be low. Having someone even like half a second to a second late can be a big game changer. I mean, we saw some of those fights go down to the absolute wire and it got very, very close. And all of a sudden you're sitting there going, man, I wish I had my support there. What, a second earlier, 2 seconds earlier, those little seconds tend to add up. So I think your point in case was very on the nose. Hey, if we got to give, we got to give. Don't let yourself get caught in some of these situations where we're pulled apart and that crack that we see formed is expanded even further. Learn how to shore up in the middle of the match, and that's kind of the main kind of focus right there. Going into the third, though, in push, it's going to be a lot faster. I'm hesitantly saying that the Ravens are going to come out with a pretty strong field if they do this right. For the Warriors, I want to see them rise to that occasion and see if they can throw down to go ahead and tie up this series.
Yeah, I mean, the ball right now, I mean, it's just in the Waterloo Warriors' courts. They are going to they have to keep on pushing. Carleton Ravens, even though they weren't as dominant as the initial starts, it's just you're starting to see those cracks form. You're starting to see Waterloo pick up the pace. Now, both of these teams have really downloaded each other, and trying to spot those differences is going to be the name of the game. It does look like we're going to be going into a quick break, though, and we'll be right back with you guys very soon. Hold on. Welcome back, everybody. We just had a quick little talk sesh. It does seem like Carleton University Ravens are going to be the ones to pick the next map. It is going to be Esperanza after all. While the University of Waterloo Warriors are going to have to, rise up to the occasion and, step into those shoes, like we said before, where Esperanza is a very open map. It lends itself very well to a lot of different playstyles with the rush, with the dive. I'm going to be interested in seeing which way they decide to navigate it, especially since the Carleton Ravens, they haven't really been matched. Nobody's been able to stop them on their dive, especially when they get going. So what kind of strategies do we think we might see from Waterloo on this map?
I think just a little bit of that, standard front to back or anything of the sort. I think we're going to see very just an attempt to withhold and a chance to withstand against the upcoming brute force. I would expect Badges and Ineffabilis to go a little bit more haywire, though. I mean, Badges have pulled out, I think, what was it so far? About 4 or 5 unique heroes so far, and just kind of testing the waters and see what they can do with. So as much as it is about matching that dive and dealing with the likes of Orbit, diving into your backline and dealing with you pretty easily, it is about how you maneuver some of these fights. And I think Badges and Ineffabilis, you do need to figure out a way to find Yeti or Min, shut them down early, and kind of lock them away. Because at this point, Ravens are just kind of taking off. Excited to see what they can throw down, though.
Yeah, I mean, excited indeed. And it's really a bag of tricks with these guys, especially Badges and Ineffabilis, like you mentioned before. Badges has played, I think, even like 5 or 6 different characters. I've seen the Hanzo, I've seen the Sombra, I've seen a little bit of, the Sojourn, of course, but
Torbjorn, I mean,
Torbjorn
we even had
as
Torbjorn
well.
for a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's just wild to think about all the different characters that they played. Just like the Junkrat, Torbjorn, the Hanzo, all the things that you've never seen in a tournament like this, or at least not in a very, very long time. And then just all of it localized within your very, big boy Badges over here. So seeing how the Carleton Ravens have been able to adjust to that, though, is pretty nice. But I do think that the Waterloo Warriors might still have a couple tricks up their sleeves, and now is the time to take advantage of it. Is if they're able to start turning the series around now with push, it does set up a pretty direct line for them to get back into the lead, even, especially with Flashpoint, not being very map pick dependent. So they're going to be able to push even further and kind of keep the series going in their favor.
Let's see what they can do. Of course, this big opening will be the big call down, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see an Echo either to come out here. Just a little bit of a dance, if you will. Of course, what my eyes are going to tell me is, hey, what are they going to throw down here? Akiba as well, I want to watch for and see what they want to pick up. And kind of mess with things here. It's all about your flexibility and how well you can deal with kind of the scattered nature of this Ravens squad. Of course, keep in mind the Ravens are currently up 1 game after that draw. So if they win here, you go ahead, put yourself in prime position to take over this series. And going into Flashpoint, if it is going to be that kind of you can't deal with my dive, I mean, they have a pretty clear roadmap ahead of them.
Yep, and all the Flashpoint maps, really, all 2 of them, are pretty well equipped for the dive if it does come down to that. So this is really your make or break moment for the Warriors, and we're going to see if they're going to make any adaptations. You can never really tell with their spawn room picks. Usually it's pretty obvious when a team is trolling and they want to hover something different. But right now, it just seems like anything is open. The floodgates are wide open, and we're going to be walking out of the spawn room with on a break. Cool.
I think they're going to have a lot of fun with that one. Right now, though, it is that dive. As you were mentioning, it's going to be met pretty quickly here. This challenge coming out of this Raven squad, I think, is going to be met pretty nicely. Loving the skin for Orbit, though, as this is going to be a pretty nice fight.
Yep, now both teams posturing pretty aggressively. Robot unlocking. And all of these early fights, they matter so much. And Badges takes down a lot of HP off of Yeti, and it seems like the Ravens are starting to be on the back foot. They're waiting. They're like a spring primed, and they're waiting to pounce all on Orbit's mark. Can they make these picks happen, or will they fall victim to their own strategies? Now, it does seem like Meister and Tomicon are getting a very extended far back position as the Ravens are just pushing their bot forward a little bit at a time. 1.84 or 1.84 meters. It ain't much, but it's honest work, and Min and Badges are both trading off with each other, but the Ana gets caught off guard. Not quite enough to kill, but a lot of damage and some packs absorbed. Yeti, though, with finally the opening pick onto Badges, gives them the numbers advantage and looks to embolden the rest of the Raven squad, as it does seem like the bot is now freed from its coffins, and they are going to progress forward, backing this Waterloo roster up into a corner, and Brig is the first one to fall. Anna soon to follow. It does seem like they're not quite down yet, though, as a Kitsune Rush pops off early, trying to get any picks happen. Pulse Bomb goes wide, and Anna keeps running backwards. Orbit drops down to 1 HP, and then Nano onto Akiva keeps him up, keeps him fighting for longer. Annihilation coming through, too, and Evan Bills with the pick onto Min. That Hinder Grenade doing so much work on the Tracer. Can this fight please end?
I think he kind of has. That's the call from the Ravens to go ahead, fly away as far as they can. But a big part is, again, trying to keep eyes on where Nephabilis is. I think that was a lot of respect by a Raven saying, hey, the pick screwed us up last time. This constant forfeiture due to the spike in the sniper action. And right now, with ult timers pretty much online for this entire squad, it is going to be heavy-handed.
Oh, there you have it. Annihilation and High Noon taking advantage of those ultimates. Gets two! The Primal whiffs and knocks him up into the sightline of two hiding teammates. Nephabilis and Badges getting the cleanup kills following that. And there you have it. That's what the Waterloo needed. There is the progress on the payload.
They needed that one. 100% they needed it. It was difficult to deal with, and it was problematic to say the least. Well done. Expend everything, get that push, get that first cap, and you're pretty dang happy. 3 minutes off the clock already, as you are now reaching that 45 meters. It's going to be run back, but for Waterloo, that's a big win.
Yep, now Yeti looking to make the magic happen. Yet again, we've always seen it. Yeti, POV, before the fight happens, gets the full railgun, gets a headshot, and there is it. That is a fight open and closed. Now, it doesn't seem like those picks are going to be coming through anytime soon, though, as Orbit is just trying to make their way onto the high ground, but the Brig is just oh so well equipped to boop him back. Badge is keeping the marks as well, making sure that the DPS passive is consistently applied, and everything is still coming to a standstill as the bot is getting pushed ever so slightly around the corner.
I think for the side of the Ravens, they're still kind of waiting for that right opportunity. Yeti is
Now,
ready to go.
Orbit
So
made the
upside.
landing stick, and Yeti finds the finishing blow onto Meister. Tomathan quick to follow, and Nephabilis with the outgoing kill onto Mint. But Orbit, though, gets the kill onto Akiba. In return, Yeti onto an Nephabilis as well. And now Badges is trying to take one home. Not quite able to finish Orbit, although he was ever so low HP. Able to walk away from the fight themselves. And now it's Raven's turn to march on forward. Are they going to be able to get this checkpoint?
They're going to give it a best shot. Looks like it's not really going to be a challenge. Instead, a re-aggression later on. Good call down here, as this is going to be the Ravens to kind of push themselves into the lead. A little bit of break for the robot, as it has Badges to try and draw them all away. But I think Waterloo are going to try and break through here.
Kitsune Rush sent down the middle of the point just to keep Orbit still alive. Nano Boost comes down onto Akiba, as well as a beat to just try and stabilize this fight in any way that they can. It is a swift disengage, but that is two support ults down. Overclock comes through, gets so much damage down, but not going to find the last hit that they need to get any of these kills. Akiba knocked out from behind the natural cover. It does seem like Badges is trying to run away with the bot. It's a robbery.
You almost had it, but not going to be close enough. And honestly, well timed, well called. Of course, this chase further might land Orbit into a dangerous spot, but the kills with Min, who swapped over to the Cassidy as well, looking dang strong.
Looking strong indeed, as Rich Delva and Mint just reach further and further into the spawn, get those picks, delay that squad from respawning even further. Well, I was going to say delay them from respawning even further, but the activation of the forward checkpoint activates the spawn for everyone on the map. So it was a nice pick, just didn't really end up being anything, but Badges gets the pick onto Min. Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere, as Rich Dova's also taken down pretty low HP. Yeti with 100 charge, forced to slide out. It does seem like Trisky, though, flying through the fight. He's not going to be able to fly their way back to safety. Akiba takes them down with micro missiles. Now the primaling Orbit is sent packing. Rich Dova taken down as well by Akiba. Akiba's on an absolute tear right now. Now Orbit seems to evade the authorities as they are able to make it back to their team. Just a sliver of health.
You're going to be pretty happy about that one. But of course, in this situation, I think the Ravens are more than happy with how much they got. Keep in mind, they were able to push near 20 meters, pretty much uncontested. And that's going to be a big breaking point for them. 4 minutes left on the clock, and they have been great at stopping the likes of Waterloo. But take a look at what Waterloo have. That's going to be a little bit of a bomb out. Badges loses their life, though. It's going to be a challenge back right now.
Badges went really deep for the pulse bomb. He's going to get punished for it severely. And now this is the advantage that the Ravens need to push forward. Akiba, though, trying to trade onto Yeti. Yeti gets saved by the teammates. Rally into a high noon, but it's not going to matter because Orbit gets the pick onto Meister. Now, Ineffabilis on the back foot as well. Gets taken down. Both of the ults gone off the field. And now Yeti is tasked with taking down Akiba while they are just constantly running them down. Min gets the kill onto Tomathan. And now Akiba was just trying to get the self-destruct out, probably for a quick swap after.
Honestly, well done. I mentioned it before. I think the Ravens are just better in scrappy positions, and they're proving it here. Once again, it is not a thing that I think has been broken through yet by Waterloo. They found moments, but overall, it's just power coming out of the Ravens. They're going to try and flock together, push a little bit further once again.
Yeah, Orbital brought down such low HP from just the pre-fight poke alone. Akiba goes deep, and then Kitsune Rush as well. The nano boost does come through for Akiba, but it's not able to save them for long. Just the rush of damage. Yeti does get the kill, the final blow onto Akiba, but Badges is running away with the payload. Good to stall for a little bit, but not for long. And now the Ravens are just on set on this goal. They want to push this map all the way to the end.
That would be a pretty monumental showing here. It's very difficult to get that push down and actually cap all the way at the end, in my opinion. So Tomathan is really going to try and slow them down. Good damage so far. Can Waterloo bite back? Looks like he can't against Orbit.
Yeah, both the flex supports traded away, but Akiba does have the backup in the Ana, though, as they do take down Min. Akiba with the second kill onto Trisky. Akiba just really showing up on this team and getting the damage done. Now the double flex support comp for Waterloo. Okay, they recognize that one target is getting dove over and over again. We cannot stop our flex support from dying. What if we had a second one?
Second, third, fourth, you know, really play into that value. It's going to be massive ults ready to go for the Ravens squad, as once again, they don't really have to do anything but deny. And deny
Tomathan spotted out, and Orbit gets slept, but Tomathan is not long for this world as Yeti finds the pick onto them. Pops the overclock after to try and push the advantage even further. Akiba makes it away around the corner with a little more than half HP, but Ineffabilis is going to be found. Roll away, Cowboy, but you can't roll far. Orbit finds a second kill onto Meister, and Akiba follows shortly after. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock with 94 meters.
I think they're more than happy about the current situation. Quite honestly, this is going to be that lockdown. If you push it over 100, I think that's pretty much going to be it. 3 ults ready to go by Waterloo's side. The squad that we said were the big ones to watch for, getting taken to their last steps.
Yep, now TP was forced out of Rich Dova, but they're not going to be able to, you know, follow up in any meaningful way, though. Badges is looking really deep, and Winston is forced to jump out. It does seem like it's going to be an ult-a-clock situation, as a self-destruct is forced up onto the high ground aggressively and finds Trisky, but Orbit kills Akiba before they're able to remech. Gets Meister too. Primals for the aggression, gets sucked in front of the high noon, though. This is going to be an almost surefire, and there you go. Ineffabilis taking down Orbit, and although the fight is still drawing out longer and longer, this only serves to benefit the Ravens, as they all have the forward spawns. Are going to be able to fight this again.
My gosh, brutal showing here. Once again, the last breath of the team. Badge is able to fight, but honestly, 15 seconds left. You got to have a perfect run back. And with the ults ready to go on the side of the Ravens, they are more than happy to take a little bit of a breather, get ready for this final fight. A single mistake will send Waterloo to a loss. Let's see what they can do.
And Yeti sliding out with just a modicum of HP. The Ravens do have both of their support ultimates available, as well as the Highness. So this is a very, very strong advantage. If they can go now, if they can force this fight, especially with the Nano, they're going to be able to, or against the Nano, sorry, they're going to be able to get this in, but Orbit gets dropped down to 50 HP, drawing those DPS down, living to just the extent of their power, but Akiba does end up taking them down. Akiba gets demeched in turn, is effectively 0 tanks for 0, as Min gets the kill onto Meister, but Ineffabilis trades him back. Kitty with the kill onto Badges, and there's no DPS left alive. Nano comes out to save Akiba from certain death as a Kitsune Rush finds its way through the point. Akiba dropped down low HP. Orbit gets slept going in on the supports, and it looks like it's over. Yep, there you have it. The CU Ravens taking map 3 for the 2-0 lead.
And that is something that I'm really, really impressed at. I mentioned before, this squad feels good in a scrap. And of course, on the other side, we see some very big, amazing plays. But amazing plays need to be more consistent if they want to get those dubs. This call down here with that fire, with that quick shots out, getting two and then some. It was a great cleanup. But you know that for a majority share of the game, it felt like the Ravens were in control, and in control they were. So right now, sitting at that 2-game win, if they go ahead and win Flashpoint as well, this will be GG, and it is going to be the Ravens go ahead and hoist that first place trophy.
Yeah, no, like we briefly touched upon earlier, Flashpoint, the map selection, the advantage that is supposed to be given to the losing team, it's not really that much of an advantage because you do have your choice between New Jug City and Saravasa. They do have their own little variances and differences that teams can play within, but none of them are strictly going to categorize these maps into, oh, this is a hard rush map, this is a hard dive map. No, instead they're all sorts of gameplay are encouraged on both of these maps. And that's going to place pretty heavily into Carleton Raven's favor as they try to just keep this momentum going. You were so close, guys. That $500 is within reach.
And I think, you know, the big disparity between second and third is that $200. You don't want to go home with nothing of that nature. You want that extra 200 behind it. And for Waterloo, they just need to fight back. I mean, they have, of course, shown that they can fight with the best of them. They just need a little bit more time to set up. And with Flashpoint, you're actually given a little bit of breath and room. It feels a lot more like control, of course. But in this instance, it's understood that if you give up a single point, it's not the worst thing in the world. You can go ahead, regroup, really kind of set your feet down and plant in yourself, which is what we've seen them actually do well. Whenever they're allowed to plant and call the fights on their own time, they do actually win out a little bit more. It just takes longer for them to ramp up. See, Ravens much better at that kind of grappling with the aggression whenever it comes to them or whenever they decide to, feels a lot more instinctual on the end. So for Waterloo, they need to pick up the pace if they wish to try and take these fights. Need to find a way to still break through orbit in this centerpiece, as Winston has been amazingly just skyrocketing the likes of the Ravens to the forefront. You saw a couple sleeps come through. It was a possibility. It just wasn't enough. So the ideas are there. It feels like Waterloo understand what they need to do. Just putting it into action is the next point.
I mean, Waterloo, as the time progressed, they found themselves on a composition that worked really well, but unfortunately for them, they found it a little bit too late. And like we said before, Push is a map or a game mode full of early advantages. And when you're fighting that uphill battle, when you're coming back from being pushed in 90, 100, 110 meters, it is incredibly difficult to bring it back. Even with just an even lineup, you have to go above and beyond to make up for that space that you lost, because you just have to win more team fights. That's just how the game mode works. Now, Raven, we've seen them excel so much at flying around. They've been plucking away at the Warriors' defenses, and the Warriors have been none the better for it. Now, we have seen them, though, as they've been able to diversify their assets, they've been able to spread out a lot of the healing potential between Meister, between Tomathan. So no matter which one does get picked, they are able to still keep the fight going. But I feel like it's just a mismatch compositionally, at least with the Ramatra. It comes at odds, and having the Ana in the backline, yeah, sure, Ana is a very nice character to have, especially into the Winston. Having that CC, having that anti, it doesn't seem to be working out quite as well as one might think on paper.
And I would also lean into the fact that the Ravens have identified that as well. Not only that, they've also started playing around a lot of the sniper activity that the Warriors have tried to throw down. That the reason that on Push we saw it really slow down is because how the Warriors were kind of posturing. You saw kind of, as you said, that split with the supports in the back line, with the utility as well. But Ineffabilis and Badges have been playing that kind of sniper run as much as possible. I think Ineffabilis was the one running the Cassidy before and just saying, hey, you know, we are going to hold steady and we are going to show that we are, you know, on the high ground. We'll take you out. The respect the Ravens showed there and not letting themselves lose consistently on, you know, that one member, losing Yeti to a stray headshot or losing Min to a stray headshot or anything like that. Very, very impressive. And that's the kind of adjustments that we want to see for. So right now, both teams kind of taking those steps forward to the right path, but the Ravens are just, they see the finish line in their eyes. I believe we are going to Saravasa just like usual. And I think the Ravens are more than comfortable heading into this map. For them, it's all business.
Yeah, it's just business as usual for the Ravens. They have the ball in their court. They're going to be able to they're not even put under any pressure, under any scrutiny to, sort of reinvent themselves on this map. Not at all. They're going to be able to continue just playing what has been working excellently for them. They're going to have Min on the Tracer probably, Yeti on the Sojourn, Orbit on the Winston, and just continuing to make that magic happen. Meanwhile, we're just really waiting to see if Waterloo are able to put all their learnings from these maps together, all those strong aspects that they've been able to piece together throughout the tournament so far. Are they going to be able to really put them all together and make them work as one, or are they going to continue to fumble around in the dark?
I think, the dark might call to them, but I don't think they're going to fall for it. I think they're going to fight just as well. And we got a little bit of spice coming out here. Badges and Min, gentleman's handshake of sorts. We're gonna get some spice out here on the day, and I'm more than excited for it. We're gonna get a little bit of a taste of the venture. Okay, I talked too much. They said no.
No, it's one thing to chat up in all chat, but then when it comes to action, it doesn't really work out that way, especially with so much money on the line. But it does seem like it is going to be for the first time the Waterloo Warriors matching the dive composition. Or not really for the first time, but on the Winston? Wait, sorry. Am I getting mixed up here?
No, you are 100% correct. Orbit is the one actually running on the other end. They just took the dive comp. That's what Waterloo did.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a mind game here as Ineffabilis and Badges get their opening picks. There you have it, Akiba with the kill on Yeti as well. It feels like the script has just been completely flipped. Are we sure these guys aren't playing on each other's accounts? What's going on?
I don't know, but quite honestly, it's working, and I feel this is a little bit more, hey, it was the right call by the side of this of Waterloo, and then it was a little bit of a call down from the other side from Carleton. You can see there they are saying, okay, we're gonna go back. That didn't work, obviously. Let's go ahead and swap back to what we want. We're gonna try and play it out. We got 19. We stopped the initial push, so we should be okay. Of course, right now this is where that dive versus dive is coming in here, like you were calling earlier, Snaffles.
Yep. Badge is getting the recall forced out pretty early, but the pulse bomb is available. Can they make something big happen, especially with the Suzu invested pretty early into this fight? He sends it in deep, not quite able to make anything happen, but Yeti's slide does get forced out as well. Not going to be able to contest that high ground that they are so fond of. Badge gets the first opening pick onto Trisky. There you have it. Winston's flying in on top of each other, jumping on top of the hill. And Ineffabilis and Badges get their picks as well. This is what you wanted. This is what we needed. The DPS just absolutely coming alive. That's going to be a pretty effortless, or at least it seems from the outside, pretty effortless first cap for University of Waterloo Warriors.
Oh, man. Well, we'll see what they can throw down here. And I'm going to be very, very impressed if this is going to be the callback, if we're going to see Waterloo be able to fight back through 3 points. I want to see him take it clean. I want to see him be able to throw down with the best of them and really get their win. Of course, that'll be Ravens to try and fire back and say, yo, we want to win this match right here, right now. Next flashpoint to unlock in 10. Plenty of time to charge up those ultimates.
Yep, now Yeti just trying to make up for lost time. They do have the overclock ready and available, but it is going to be a lot of an ultimate that's available because Kitsune Rush does get sent through in the beginning, and Min finds the pick on the Badges. That's what you like to see. The beat does come out to equalize Primal as well. Kitsune and beat for both sides, actually. It does seem like both of them are pretty evenly matched. No picks really remaining, but Orbit does get forced into the Primal Surge. But Ineffabilis is able to cut through all the noise. Gets the pick onto Trisky, but the R forced into the corner. Orbit gets the kill with the Primal. And it is a first cap, though, onto Raven's side. So that is incredible advantage, especially on flashpoints. Akiba gets the kill onto the cornered mid, but Yeti's able to trade it out. Meister onto Rich Dova. And with no kills remaining, Meister's able to pick up the second kill onto Orbit. That's going to be a...
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, another one for Meister. Was that 3? Was that 4? I wasn't even counting. Should I be?
Apparently it's 5. It's 4 right there, 1 earlier, and they do cap off, which is very, very impressive. Honestly, with the drop of the DPS and the tanks, I was worried about who was going to come out on top, but it was a great stop from Meister, and that's what you like to see, that DPS coming out in the threat of a utility support is just style. We're seeing the Ravens be able to fight a little bit here, but I think the early loss has kind of thrown them for a little bit of loops. So they're going to try and fight back. They're going to try and get this point for themselves. Waterloo are going to try and deny them that extra cap.
Yeah, no, Yeti though dropped down incredibly low HP, but Akiba goes in too deep, gets taken down by Min, who's then followed up with the Hainu. Not going to find anybody, but getting a lot of damage in very, very deep. The Kitsune, oh no, Richtova gets taken down by Badges. Pulse Bomb sent in deep, emboldened by the Suzu not being available, but Badges does get taken down by Orbits. Fight is continuing to evolve though in front of our eyes. It does look like Lucio Meister is going to drop down incredibly low HP. Min peeks around the cliff, takes them down with the headshots to the back of the head, and does seem like Akiba though is back and ready to go. Kitsune Rush sent down through the fight by Tomathan. Richtova is nowhere near his own, but it seems like Trisky is going to be able to match it with a beat. And now, again, Waterloo are sent on the back foot, and 90% of the point towards CIE Ravens. The ball is completely in their courts. Waterloo have to aggress, and they do. Akiba flies in deep. Yeti is forced out and killed. Meister with the beat. Follow that up. Trisky gets pooped off, and Badges is able to get the securing kill after that. Nice fight win, but they aren't able to get the cap, though, until very, very late after the fight was secured. So there is going to be that next touch potential.
I mean, it's either you get that touch or you give, and honestly, I don't think the Ravens want to. I am very impressed with what Waterloo are throwing down. They were trying to find other answers, and sometimes it's just crack two rocks together and see which one's a little bit larger. On the day, they have done very well, but now it's going to be that next fight. This is going to be dangerous.
Now, Akiba does get caught out, trying to go in deep to try and stop this contest, but it does work as Badges takes down Yeti. Richtova, though, gets a kill back in return. But no, there's just too many numbers for the side of the Waterloo Warriors. And that's going to be the second point on this map, making its way over to them. And that's going to be map points for the Warriors.
Looks like we're seeing that little spice of life come out here. A little bit larger test here on the day. It is 2 so far to the side of Waterloo. And of course, for Ravens, they didn't really expend much. Take a look. Their ultimates are still up 3 out of 5. Yes, Ineffabilis and Badges are going to get theirs pretty much on this next engagement. But it still means that the Ravens were more considering, hey, we'll fight for the next, but Badges has to play.
Yeah, Badges going in very, very deep. Gets dropped to very low HP, but Kitsune Rush comes through, cuts them down. Badges gets the pulse bomb stick, but the Suzu is, as always, present. Orbit and Yeti getting their own picks with their ultimates engaged. It does seem like Carleton and Ravens are going to be able to get the first cap. This is the start that they need for this reverse sweep.
I mean, every time, keep in mind, it has been Ravens to cap first. It's always been those re-engagements that we've actually seen the likes of Waterloo do very, very well. And that's what we want to see here. Can the Ravens actually stop them from the secondary in? And Billis has their own overdrive.
Oh
so
no, Min fights fire with a little bit too much fire. Gets taken down in the process. Now, Ineffabilis feeling it, going in with the overclock. Slides forward just a little bit. Not quite too deep, though. Not quite deep enough to get punished, as a beat is there in response. A Kitsune Rush from Tomathan, though, cutting through even further. And now the cap is going through pretty early. They're not going to be able to contest. And now, as this fight is dragged out, the Waterloo Warriors are benefiting. Orbit is forced out, but Yeti finds the pick out to Ineffabilis. Overextended just a little bit too much. Badges is soon to follow. No, never mind. It's Min that falls instead to Tomathan. And it's going to be a beat, though. Waterloo are ready to dig their heels in and stay as long as needed. Pulse Bomb goes wide. It does seem like Yeti is tracking Akiba down. Tank destroyed. And now, again, with the numbers advantage. Never mind, numbers advantage. What is that? Badges kills Yeti. And now the Kitsune Rush from Richtova is coming out through the point. Richtova takes down Badges. Trisky takes down Tomathan. As it's supports lining up the kill feed. Orbit gets the kill onto Meister. Now Ineffabilis sliding in for that last second contest. Akiba as well, just trying to keep this point alive for as much as possible. Ooh.
Messy, messy time, but honestly, Waterloo fighting to the bitter end, and I can appreciate it. And of course, remember, you can go ahead and make this as difficult as possible. If you're able to draw a few more ultimates out of them to go ahead and try and keep this one safe, you have actually won for the next. Yeah. That's what they've used each time, and it's been dangerous for the side of the Ravens. They are wondering, hey, do we actually want to expend a whole lot here? We'll see what they throw down, though.
You know, it's all about that long-term thinking, and Min, though, gets taken down incredibly low. Thrusts the pulse, but doesn't get any kills from it, though. Tomathan takes down Trisky. Ineffabilis taken down to 1 HP, gets finished off by the Primal. A Primal Blade, perhaps, gets 2. Tomathan, though, and Meister going off on the offensive. Meister, what are you doing on supports? That's 2 kills. Make that another 1. And it does seem like they're going to be able to flip the point. But we are still going to have another fight potentially for the Ravens. If they don't make it to this point, this is going to be match over.
I mean, they're going to try and rush as fast as they can. That's the big deal here. And if they don't, it's going to be a problem. They don't want to go to that map number 5. They don't want to deal with it, but it's ticking upwards. Someone has to touch. They got to make this a desperate play.
Yep, Min makes it on at the last second. Beats does come through for their side, as well as Overclock on Yeti, but Yeti's dropping low HP. The HP doesn't seem to be going up. Akiba pops the Primal just to stay in the fight for a little bit longer, and things are getting messy as the Suzu is forced out, as well as a Kitsune Rush from Tomata, but it's a little too late, as Orbit does take down Akiba. Nephabilis with the Overclock just trying to get another kill. Yeti does fall to it, but Orbit trades it back. Overclock neutralized as Tomata is dropping down to 1 HP. Trisky gets the kill, which Dova as well, and now Badges gets taken out.
It was a hard-fought battle on the knife's edge, but they make it happen. Honestly, I don't think they're going to be happy about that one. They're comfortable and they're excited about the fact that they got one back. But how they want it feels kind of bad. They've been dominant in the previous games. It felt like it was all really in their control, and now on Flashpoint, all of a sudden, they've gotten struck by their own medicine. And it's been a problem. So now, getting into this next, they have to be careful about how they want to fight. They have to look for
Min
those
with the
side
cheeky
angles
flank
as well.
stick onto the Winston. Suzu does get forced out in a beat retaliation from Meister. This is their go signal as Rich Dova does stuff a Kitsune Rush into the corner, and Orbit takes down Akiba. Akiba's the first one to fall in this fight. It does seem like that's going to be the nail in the coffin. Rich Dova and Yeti with picks to follow it up. And there you have it yet again. We're 4 for 4 now. It does seem like Ravens are just going to continue to cap first.
Once again, they get the cap, but it's always about that re-engagement. And what I'm watching for is Akiba's Primal Rage. They've used it to pretty much excellent contest. And honestly, a little bit better than Orbit. At points, the selection of timing seems to always break down exactly what Min and Yeti want to do, and has almost always found Yeti's life. So if Akiba can rack that up, 49% left. If you can rack it up quickly, you can go ahead, turn this point, and take this game.
Yep, Yeti all charged up and gets the kill onto Meister. Nice shot. With a Lucio down, that is just so much extra movement, so much extra mobility gone. But Ineffabilis is there to make it even. Min does get taken down. Badges with the stick, but the Suzu is as always there to save it. Primal Rage used for Orbit gets the kill onto Ineffabilis. Going for a second though, but the TP does save Kiriko. Suzu as well. Now Orbit almost punished for their transgressions. It does seem like they are going to be, because there's just so much damage lighting up this Winston. 83% on the point. Yeti pops Overclock, and now it's a full-on retreat from the Warriors. We're gonna try and kite this out for as long as possible. The Overclock did end, and now it's Akiba who's the one to re-engage with the Primal Rage. Trisky with the beat in retaliation though, and things just keep on going.
I mean, all they have to do is keep fighting.
Kitsune Rush, no time to breathe. As Badges get taken down, low HP on the points. Both of them picking a side of this fountain, as it seems like Orbit is the one to cut through all the noise. Yeti gets the kill on Meister. Now the overtime bar is just, it's cooling down so fast. You cannot let go at this point for even just a second. Orbit finds the kill onto Tomatan, and Ineffabilis trades it back onto Yeti. Nova onto Akiba. Orbit gets the kill onto Ineffabilis, breaking that chain of red, blue, with a solid streak of Carleton Ravens blue.
And this feels almost like a redo of our third place match. It went down, I think, to the wire as well here on Flashpoint. It was a messy one, to say the least. I'm kind of curious right now. Things are looking a little bit awkward here, as this is going to be the final chance. Now, keep in mind of those ultimate differences. Everything on the Ravens has been expended. Yes, you'll have that Primal Rage ready to go, but Badges and Ineffabilis can make a massive statement here if given the opportunity. Right now, inside of the temple, things are looking a little bit grim, but Badges is there first.
No, Yeti does find the kill onto Akiba, even though Ineffabilis did pop the Overclock. Not going to get any kills from it yet, but Ineffabilis does find Rich Dova. Held in Caster Curse, if you will. Meister gets the beat down, able to survive, to keep their teammates alive for just a little bit longer. Trisky does fall to Tomatan, and Yeti is just trying to get anything they can, but nope, they're going to opt into the reset instead, and there you have it. The streak has been broken. The Waterloo Warriors have been able to invest enough ultimates in this fight to be finally the ones to cap the Flashpoint first.
Honestly, I think for Orbit, I wouldn't have been upset if we saw that Primal Rage actually hung on to, wait for the rest of the team and be able to use that to kind of help clear out this this point. But you go ahead and say, okay, fine, that's okay. You have 4 more coming up here in just a second. The timer is ticking up 40 seconds or 40%. almost done with.
And there you have it. I mean, there is a little bit of a touch there from Orbit, trying to make sure that the team is anchored well on the point. Min and Badge is finding themselves in a skirmish as well on the side. It doesn't seem like anybody's going to be turning around to Min to heal Min anytime soon. Badge just finishes him off right behind his own team. Now Yeti is up against the back ropes. Kitsune Rush as well as an overclock. Orbit finds the kill onto a Nephabilis. Done with them with the Kitsune Rush of their own, but it does not matter. Orbit gets 2. Yeti finds 1. Can he find a second? Nope, but Kiba is just dancing on top of him. The monkey is unstoppable. Orbit gets the kill onto Meister. And even though the cap did get flipped though, now Kiba invests the Primal Rage, even though the fight was already lost. Now things are tied up yet again. Tied up is maybe a strong word though, because of this ult advantage.
I mean, that's exactly what we saw before. It was Orbit that did it last time, using the Primal Rage just to try and extend the timer, but the cap was already done, and Akiba loses there, so now you're dropped into that ult economy deficit, and it feels like this could be, and here Ravens just need a little bit more.
Yep, no, Orbit and Akiba trading their right clicks back and forth, getting those charge shots out, but Badge is looking for a little bit of a stick with the Pulse Bomb. Orbit gets dropped down, low HP. Oh no! The immortality! The Susan was used too early, and Badge just capitalizes on that. Orbit does fall before the fight even starts, before they're able to use the Primal Rage. Now Rich Dova falls off the map for a quick reset. Any stagger kills here could mean the end. Yep, there they go. They find Yeti, and now the chase is on. Min is selected to be next, 72%. They should have enough time to make it back onto this point, and if they do, I have a very strong feeling that Ravens might have this.
Let's see what they can do. Last fight territory. Let's see what gets thrown down. Primal Rage used.
Oh. Yeti and Min get 2. They had been stuffed in the spawn, but it did not matter as Orbit was able to use the Primal Rage to get back onto the points. This was the critical blunder. Trisky finds the kill onto an Nephabilis. Meister falls down as well. And that's what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. CU Ravens are your victors. They are going to be your grand finals champions, and they're going to be taking home a lofty $500 prize.
And it always feels bad. We see all these plays of the games going the way of Waterloo. They have so many highlight moments, and yet the consistency value, the scrappy nature of this CU Ravens squad has shown us their resilience, their ability to battle back in the face of possible defeat. I've loved every single moment of it.
And I absolutely enjoyed watching these two teams. And even though the scorecard might say 3-0, it was not a 3-0, not in the slightest. Like, let alone that we had a draw mixed into the middle. There was just so much more, right? And seeing everything come through, it was just beautiful to watch unfold. And now we're going to be going over and getting an interview from Carleton's very own Yeti. All right, hello there, Mr. Yeti, the one and only, the Carleton Ravens victor. I mean, it must feel amazing to be sitting in your seat right now. How are things? Tell me, please.
It's kind of a surreal feeling, honestly. The whole team, everyone putting in a lot of hard work, all year, all semester. So to cap it off with a win is really special.
I mean, you guys came out of the gate swinging. You came in with a little bit of a dive. You had the Winston going ham in the control. And I got to ask, when you came down with that victory, it felt very solid in game number 1. Were you expecting that type of win, or were you expecting a little bit more resilience? What was going on there?
I mean, I've been playing against the people over at Waterloo for a really long time now, and I know they're a really strong team. And, we've made some changes to our roster, over the semester. We brought in a new tank player, Orbit. He's been right there all, the whole time. That was kind of his call to go on the Winston because it's a comfort pick for him. So it just kind of worked out that way.
I mean, it worked well. You rolled into game 1. You had a great time. And then all of a sudden, game 2 rolled around and y'all went the distance. I mean, it was to be expected when you saw kind of the adaptability coming out on the other side for Waterloo. I think one of the DPS was basically running about 5 or 6 different heroes. Were you confident moving into game number 3? Because it felt like you still had a very right idea going into push.
Going into push, I think the game plan was just kind of, keep playing our game and force them to make mistakes and just kind of, keep doing what we're good at. And it just, everything kind of fell in place perfectly for us.
And final question here, of course, in the 4th, you came into one of the more awkward situations by running into the Winston comp yourself. It had never been done. I don't think in the previous games it was like, hey, that was a surprise factor. And it took you guys all the way down to the final flashpoint. What were you feeling right there? I got to ask you because I'm always big on the feeling and how it feels to deal with that. Were you expecting that, and were you more confident moving into that final?
Going into that final fight, it was just kind of like, oh my God, is somebody going to touch point? Like, they're playing so aggro, what? We really didn't know what was gonna go down going into that last fight. But I think we played pretty well in those kind of scramble do or die situations all series, and that was just another one of those moments where scramble ended up working out in our favor. So I can't really ask for a different result.
All right. I mean, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the performance. I mean, thanks to you and to all of your teammates. Do you have anything you would like to shout out? Anybody you would like to plug before we send you off?
I want to shout out our manager, Ben. I don't know if he can watch or if he, he's probably busy with work or other things, but the whole semester, all year long, it's been Johnny on the spot, setting up tournaments, setting up matches, setting up, our scrims and all that. So I really got to shout him out for making this whole year happen.
All right. Thank you so much, Ben. And I mean, everybody throw it up for the Ravens yet again. Congratulations. Enjoy your prize money.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing you guys hopefully again next year.
Yeah, I hope so as well.
All right, now back to the casters. Yep. Whew, I mean, what a champion.
Oh man, that was impressive. And again, throwing down with the best of them, and as I think it can be difficult in the final scrambles. You heard it from him. I mean, it's a composition. The Winston is something that they're very comfortable with, which, I mean, we could already tell. We had no questions about that. That was a comfort and a half. The difficulty of facing off against your own composition, though, and getting thrown for a little bit of a loop, that impressed me quite a bit. They were able to hold on and really make it their own afterwards. And you could hear it, the high level of scramble, make it work, go ahead, get that dub. And everyone's still doing their part at the end. Very impressive. Well-deserved win.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful to watch. And I mean, everybody in the team really came into their own, especially at the end. Carleton, they definitely do deserve to be the victors. I mean, we called it out before. They had such a tough bracket ahead of themselves the entire way. They fought tooth and nail to get to this moment, and I can't think of a better way to end off our Overwatch tournament. But do stay tuned as well for the upcoming days. We do have more tournaments. We do have League of Legends. We have Modern Warfare. And we also do have Valorant. And all of this is, of course, thanks to our co-titles sponsors. We've got TELUS and BMO. Thank you all so much for all the support, guys. And thank you all to you, the viewers in the chat, for cheering us on and for being here as well. It has been an absolute pleasure to cast for you all, to throw the show on for you all. And we hope you have an enjoyable rest of the show. All right. Goodbye.
When I first heard about the TELUS esports series, I was like, there's no way.
I was absolutely stoked.
You don't really hear about esports at all in Canada, let alone from a big company like TELUS.
Yeah, nice work.
Canada does have a scene, and we do have people who are thriving towards getting us into that bigger picture.
2 versus 1, and it should be their game. The Bronze Bonobos from second now finally find first.
Simply put, the TELUS Esports Series is esports for everyone. It's our take of what we think the esports industry should look like and where we think it should go. It's way more fun to compete for something when there's something on the line. And the TELUS Esports Series gives players of all skill levels opportunities to experience that. We really want to make the gaming experience more fun for everyone, and we want to help the gaming industry evolve and grow the way that it should. And I think the time is right for it.